What is up, folks? It is Wednesday night again. It's No Remorph time. We are back once more. We have someone with us tonight that took way too long to get in here. One of the first few people that I actually jumped into lives and started watching, joined in when they had their giveaways and stuff, and when they had their small panels with guys talking, and a show I really enjoyed and really was part of the, I don't want to say the reason we did this, but a lot of the extra nudge to do this was to see a show like that being done really well. Kind of just said, hey man, this looks like the right arena for this kind of audience. It's a great thing for our community. Get to know all of these different people and reach out, and if it's not a huge niche, at least you're getting that constant contact in the community and staying kind of, I don't know if you want to call it relevant or whatever, but up to date with everybody, and has been doing it a long time and has had a lot of success with it. So Jeremy Warfel's going to join us tonight from Warfel's Morphs. PA crew out there with Kent and Nathan over at Infinite, Chris at BNS, all those guys hanging out in the PA area, well known as their own little group out there too. So it's going to be fun to touch on some of that tonight and just catch up with Jeremy, honestly, see what he's got going on. We got a couple different species he's working with over there. We got carpets and things. We haven't really had a carpet python person on.
Nope.
But great ball python stuff too. Really just got into a really kind of a tight market on the bang stuff. That's not out there everywhere. They're keeping that really well structured and within their own little community and bang, and doing the right thing with that gene to not have it all over the place and dropping in value like a rock, but producing some crazy animals. So it's gonna be a fun one tonight, guys. We just got back, still recovering a little bit from our 3-hour tour, headed over to to Wausau area. Rothschild, actually, it's just south of Wausau, but kind of Garrick DeMeyer's home territory over there. It's only about 15-20 minutes, I believe, from his place, and we hadn't vended that show. So got over there, set our stuff up on time. We were ready to go for the first few people in, and some of the first VIP people in came back and got an animal. So they liked what they saw. They wanted to hit a couple of different tables, and hour or two into it, once they've browsed a little bit, came back and grabbed some from us. So we had an okay show. We sold 4 animals, I think, which isn't a huge amount, but for us and only our second show, we were pretty excited about that. It's nice to move stuff, and great people too. I mean, you could tell the local area was really kind of a, I don't want to say thriving, but at least an active reptile community. It wasn't the looky-loos, hey, can I hold 14 different animals here? They were actually interested in what you had going and what you had on the table, and more that buyer's market, I guess, than the first show we did. So it was a lot of fun, man. We had a good time. We even sold some Pilsner glasses. We're closing up, and
that was cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. A young couple came back. They had been there, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are closed up? Do you still have Pilsners left?" And we're like, "Oh, I absolutely had some under the table and stuff." And connection with the anvil and the forge, because they have some blacksmiths in the family. So they really liked the logo. They liked the name, the idea. They were also reptile people. So for them, it was just a match. So bought a pair of Pilsner glasses, which we put them out every show. I figured no one's going to grab that kind of stuff, but sure enough. So we had a good day, man. It was a good weekend.
Yeah.
But about the end of our reach, I think, on doing that one-day setup. Boy, I'll tell you, leaving at 4 in the morning, driving that 3.5 hours setting up, and then, doing that again at the end of the day makes a really long single day out of it. So probably about the full perimeter for us as to what we're gonna hit on a single day. But
with the sun in your eyes on the way there and on the way back.
Right, exactly. That was the worst part. Drive right into the sun coming up and then right into the sun going down, both ways for 6 hours of driving. But
it was nice to actually not lose money on the deal, though. I mean, that's always a bonus. Right. And we had help selling animals too. Guy right across from us was over there trying to sell stuff from he was bringing everybody over.
Right,
yeah, this is a great deal.
Yeah,
What is
he'd
he?
pop right over and point to something.
Gary? Yeah. Yep.
Oh, we lost Jamie's sound, I think.
Can you hear me?
No, we lost your audio. You cut out for a second for some reason.
Am I back?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I could see your mouth moving. I just didn't hear anything for a minute there. right.
I said it was Gary at Orton Exotics.
Yes. Yep. He was doing a setup where he actually brought a ton of reptiles, and I guess he does this all over the place for the state fairs and things. Some really interesting mix. He had alligators. He had crazy tortoises. God, what did he had? A big tegu. He had really well tamed. I mean, that thing was crazy. It actually took like instructions from him.
Yeah.
He'd be like, open up, and the thing would just open its mouth. I was like, I have never seen anything like that in a reptile.
Cool, man. It was cool.
But yeah, very, very cool. And yeah, when he'd get a question from the audience and something he had seen on our table, he'd bring them right over. There's one right there in the second row if that's what you're looking for. So very nice guy. But had a good time. Had a really good time.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of faces out there. Jamie, let's pop some people up, say hi, and let's kind of skip through this news and right to the content here. Kat, good to see you. Kitty Cat, we call her now, over at the RWO side. Catch her show weekly. It is Web Wonders, fantastic show covering arachnids for the most part. But Duval, good to see you, sir. Always good to see Mike out there. Appreciate you coming back in, man. We got Brother Vance. He is our affiliate of the week we're going to touch on right before the commercials. So appreciate you, Vance. Good to see you, man. Try and catch us Saturdays on the Thunderdome, talk some football and reptiles and a bunch of other stuff. But let's go, mofos. Got Shadow Wolf 167. Not familiar with Shadow Wolf. I know that's a different name we should know. He's already calling us mofos, so he's got to be somewhat
He's got to be somebody we know.
Right. Sammy Vargas, Mr. 2%. Always good to see the Pink Panther in the house. Appreciate it, Sammy. Thanks for swinging out, man. We got Rippin' Reptiles. That is another one of the unsung sponsors in the commercials. We are going to get some stuff from them and put a commercial together, but appreciate their support. Also an affiliate, guys. So thank you, Greg, for swinging out. We got Tim. Tim's always in the audience. That's dad to all three of us. Comes out and watches the show every week and then talks to us about it on the weekend that comes up. Like, hey, that guest you had?
Yeah.
Very cool. The next one, not so much.
Oh, yeah. No,
he always has nothing but good to say. Nothing but good to say. Got Brave Adventures. Good to see you, Brave. Hopefully you got a fruit smoothie over there all blended up and just kind of comfy in your hand ready to suck that thing down. Oh, Travis Gordon, TNS. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate it. It's been out here pretty regular now, man. It's always good to see Travis. We got the RWO broadcast. I'm guessing that's probably Ken. Could be Nick. Could be Justin over at Pressure Pythons. Any one of those characters from the RWO show. They do Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and then Sipping with Serpents Saturday nights, guys. So swing over to RWO and give them a follow.
I see Justin in the chat. Or I did, so it's probably not. At least I thought
DDM Reptiles. A couple of local people to us. Melissa, very good to see you guys in here. Hope all is well over there with your collection. Not too far off from their first babies. We got probably 40, maybe 35 days left on that clutch for them. So fingers crossed everything's going well.
Yeah.
There's Pressure Pythons. Go back a couple weeks, guys, and watch that show. It's probably one of the better shows we had, more or less. So
more or less.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show. Go back and watch that one, man. They were a lot of fun to have in here. So appreciate them 100%. Thanks for coming out.
I'm scrolling.
Scrolling. It's okay. Jason Opelt, that is our local biggest supporter. He has been here from episode 1 and never fails to miss. He'll even swing in the last 5 minutes and go, I'm going to watch the replay right now because he had something going on. But
I got to say,
fantastic
I was
guy.
A little disappointed he didn't make the 4-hour drive to help with the
Right. That's about his style, though. Just show up out of nowhere to help us unload stuff, you know.
Yeah.
We got Connie out there. That's mom and dad watching tonight. So always good to see them sitting in the audience checking stuff out. They're probably trying to win some Forge coin at the end of this, I bet.
Yeah. Shauna
Kana, they have a show going right now. She said she would pop in as she was running Chris's show over there, so we appreciate her. Shauna, don't get in trouble. Don't let Chris catch you. But good to see you out there. Appreciate it. Doit the Pie, man. Fantastic music drifting into our Instagram almost daily, dropping some kind of a awesome tune in there, so appreciate him for sure. John Morphs, got your shirt on tonight, John. Fantastic new design. I am not going to try to zoom in on this because I will definitely mess something up in that, but appreciate you, sir.
All right.
Riley's Reptile Room, good to see those folks too. We're going to have to get with them and get them on. Had a great time with Bailey, and some of those younger people in this is really fun to sit down and visit with. So, Jamie,
sure.
Take note of that and put that on the schedule at some point.
Okay.
If they'll come and sit with us, that'd be awesome. Got Mitzi. Good to see you, Mitzi. Appreciate her. Every week she's out there too. So, Mitzi's always fun, man. Spreading the hearts and all the emojis around. There's one of the first sponsor to step up and go, I like this show, guys, and you know what? I can probably tolerate you folks for a little bit. So he said, I'll sponsor the show. And we said, that is awesome. Thank you, Chris. Always good to see you out there, man. You're much appreciated. We got Proc's family over there working on the worms. Appreciate that setup from them. That's going to help Jamie save miles and miles of running to pick up feeders for the geckos.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you, folks, and appreciate you hanging out here tonight. Good to see you.
I have some that are almost beetles, I think.
Nice. Getting
Wow.
to that point, right?
Yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, really quick. GTL, there's Jeff. Jeff was a guest quite a ways back now, but what a nice guy, man, and some great geckos. Always been good support, too, so appreciate seeing Jeff out there, man. You won't find a nicer guy in geckos, to be honest.
Right.
Dickie Foster, coming around the fourth bend here. He's just slightly out of the lead. Looks like he's going to have to do some paint trading to pick up a spot, but good to see you, Dickie. I don't know why. That's always just a NASCAR name to me. It's just
It does remind me of that too.
Dude, it's such a NASCAR name. Craig, good to see you, sir. Really enjoyed the Epic conference. If you guys did not catch some of those different sessions, really, really well done this year. I liked the format.
Yeah.
Go pick what you wanted all in one place. I mean, it was well done. Kudos to you, sir. Much appreciated. That helps the community a ton. So, Big Dan, Vision Quest. Hope everything's good there in South Florida, man. Hope it's going well. We got James B. Easy, Pacific Northwest. Cookie, Maine. Him and the old lady will ship baked goods now. Not everything, I understand, but a lot of what they have. So,
No ice cream.
hit us up.
No ice cream.
Right, no ice cream. No, the ice cream's going to have to be
That's funny.
skipped. Hit us up. Get him some cookies, man. Get some Forge coin
Yeah.
thrown
Use
that
your
way.
Forge
So,
coin.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of Forge coin,
Yeah, go ahead.
we've got an affiliate that we want to highlight tonight, and I've got to get back over to the layers, but affiliate of the week is going to be Vance over at Blue Zombie, and Jamie's got to get that comment off his face. It's right over the top of his beard. Man, there we go. That's much better. Thanks, Jamie. Vance over there, Blue Zombie Morphs, every Saturday, Thunderdome. I hang out with Vance. He has a new show coming up, October 31st, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going
Halloween.
to be the first episode of that, so do not miss that. Very nice guy, one of the nicest guys out there, to be honest. He's not going to pull any punches. If he thinks something, he's going to say it, and that's just the way it is, but that's completely fine. We don't always have to agree, right, guys? But you're going to get a chuckle out of it when it comes out of his mouth either way. One way or the other, you're going to laugh. But Vance is a fantastic guy, so appreciate you.
My butt in fantasy this week.
Yeah, he did. He beat you up bad in the fantasy football. But if you got Forge coins sitting around, fantastic logo, really nice shirts and stuff. And he's got some great animals coming too. He's working in that Ultramal Hypopide and even crossing some of that to Clown too. So he's got Scrambler over there he's putting into things. So keep an eye on Vance. And Vance, thank you again, man. It's your shout out this week as the affiliate of the week. So without further ado, let's run a couple commercials. and we'll get our guest out here, yeah? We've already burnt up 15, folks.
Oh my.
Apologize for all the babbling, but Jeremy's coming. He's coming sooner than later here. Hang in there, guys. Here we go.
Hey folks, here at The Forge we prioritize promoting people from the community, especially where we see opportunity to share some valuable insights or products with our followers. That is why we are thrilled to have BNS Reptilia as a sponsor. Chris is a fantastic example of bringing value to the community, with years of experience keeping a variety of animals from ball pythons and blood pythons to boas or colubrids and more. Chris brings a wide breadth of knowledge and a collection of beautiful animals. Chris also carries Coco2go and The Chipper, two of the highest quality reptile bedding products on the market. If you want to learn more about any of these species, are looking to add to your collection, or in need of some top-notch substrate, please don't hesitate to reach out to Chris at BNS Reptilia. Chris is also a member of a growing community of breeders who accept Forge Coin, so don't forget to show them your Forge Coin.
We are back, guys. Thanks for sitting through the sponsors. All of those guys appreciate that for sure. We do too. Truly believe that all the people involved in sponsoring here are fantastic people and a tribute to the quality of the community. So appreciate all those guys 100%. Jamie?
Yeah.
You're going to filter comments. People, if you have questions and stuff for Jeremy directly, right after the hot seat, we go through those. That's Jamie's deal. She stars them all, and she's going to bring those up. We'll have a quick little Q&A where we'll grab your direct stuff. Help us out. That really fills up that back end and gets you your stuff answered, too, at the same time. So we'd like to involve you guys, but we need those questions coming in to be able to do that. So trivia, too, right after that. Catch all the stuff Jeremy's telling us, because Jamie's going to come at us with an ABC choice at the end of this goddamn show.
I'll try and only do one.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It's always fun when we get into that. So, Jamie, good luck back there. Appreciate you doing that part of it. And let's get to Jeremy. Let's get him out here, yeah?
Yeah.
See you in a little bit in the hot seat, Jamie.
Warfels, Morphs.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, Jeremy?
Not much. I got to say, I don't know if everybody, one, hit that like button for these guys. And two, y'all make me look so bad on the sponsor ads. It's just phenomenal. And it's just like, I'm sitting here thinking, man, I really, because normally when I'm listening, I'm like all over the snake room doing stuff, just listening and, not being able to really see a lot of times what ads are popping up. Sitting here and watching everything, it's just like, man, I really need to step my game up now.
Appreciate that. Yeah, and it's tough. We have the 5 guys down there. We've got some materials from other people. I really don't want to just go out and grab random stuff. If they want to provide certain things, I can include it in there, but it's an odd process putting that stuff together. You don't have a framework, right? So you just kind of generate a quick, what can I jam in 50 seconds and make it look okay? I don't know.
And then the next
odd.
thing, like I was saying when we were, while the ads were going and stuff, like for Chris, for instance, I've got footage of animals that he's got breeding right now, and on my ad, they're babies. So it's just like I really need to get this updated.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you guys have known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
You've been involved in this, but I don't know, did you know each other prior, or was this kind of...
This was exactly like just doing the snakes and everything. That's how I met Chris, was actually at Gettysburg Reptile Expo. That's the first time I met Chris and started talking. And that's when I started the YouTube channel up later on, and he started watching that. He was actually my first sponsor as well. So God bless him for even sticking around with me for that long.
Yeah, Chris is an awesome guy. Pick's coming in hot. He says he's got some updates for you. That's all you say less.
You the man.
Yeah, so a lot of the people out there, they're definitely familiar with you. I did see some faces that really don't know Warfels, Morphs, Jeremy, anything about you. Can you kind of give us the little rundown how you got into this? You came out of contracting, I believe, right? And went into this?
Well, I've always been into reptiles. I always had snakes as a kid. Up to about my late teens is when I actually got out of them. Started doing excavating. Ended up having a kid at the age of 20. So that really mellowed my butt out real quick. It was time to, no more fun and games. It's time to step up, be a dad. And right now, I mean, that little bundle of joy is 18 now. So time flies.
Yeah.
I got married.
So that makes you what, like 68? No.
Look at that head of hair.
Right.
I've got more gray hair than my brother that's 6 years older than me. Figure that one out.
Right. Yeah, I know it. And I say the same thing here. Jay's older than I am, but look at this beard compared to his.
It's not fair.
What?
It's not fair. It's not supposed to work like that. But in 2018, I got married to my wife, Kara, and I approached her because by this time it had been several years since I had, any reptiles. The last stuff I had was a couple ball pythons, some blood pythons, a green tree python, and that was it. I approached her as hey, I got this crazy notion. My wife was nowhere near a snake person. I'm thinking about getting a snake. And she looks at me, she goes, over my dead body. I was like, hear me out. Let's go to a reptile show. We'll go to one of the reptile shows that's like best known in PA, which was Hamburg for me at the time. And let's just go look. For the sake of let's just go look. And she said, okay. Went, looked, and you could see the wheels turning, her coming around and everything. Sweet talked her into letting me get one. So we got one. And I slowly, just kind of eased her into this whole idea. I was like, hey, I've got this crazy notion. Like, you saw the prices of some of those animals at the show. I was like, what would you say if I had this notion about breeding snakes? And she looked at me really funny. And I'm there thinking, that look just says no. And she surprised the hell out of me. And she said, if you think you can make a go at this and be successful, I will back you on it.
Nice.
That was all I needed. So I slowly started trickling stuff in. Like everybody else, that just gets into it. I was buying all the wrong crap. The only thing that I thought was right was my visual TSK Xanthic female, which I still have.
Nice.
She's still producing and everything. She's the founder of all of my Xanthic stuff here. And it just slowly built in from that. And now, it went from being up in the bedroom. Well, actually, I guess it was my man cave at the time. Now, the man cave has become my bedroom because the kids needed more space in the house. I built one snake room. Rapidly realized because of the beautiful little babies behind me here, that the snake room that I built, which was like a 12 by 14, was not going to be big enough for what I had envisioned Warfel's Morphs to be. So I knocked down the wall that had only been up for like a year, knocked that down, doubled the size of the room, basically just for like the carpet pythons, the green tree pythons, just the other cool stuff I've always had a love for. And the carpets were one thing I never owned, but I had always wanted when I was younger. But everybody had always said that they were so mean and nasty, and it's just, I didn't want to deal with that crap at that point in my life when I was collecting earlier. And I tell you what, I think that was probably the best thing I did, because when I got into them now, I hit them really hard because it was like a dream come true to work with them.
Nice, awesome. Nice.
So what was on the other side of that wall before you knocked it down?
A whole bunch of junk. Like there was literally just like a storage area.
Okay, yeah.
So the original plan, because I had like these really big, I think they were like 4x2, like 4 foot long by 2 foot high plexiglass windows. The original plan was this was supposed to be my man cave. I was going to move from the bedroom upstairs as a man cave and come down here. So that way I could still look through the windows and look at my pretty snakes and, everything that was going on in here. And like I said, as the collection grew, there were more carpets coming in. It was that harsh reality. Yeah. We ain't got enough space. Like, this is not going to work for the size and what I want to do. Like, this just is not going to work. So, needless to say, I had to sacrifice the man cave, which, it's good and bad. I still have space on the other half of the basement to do a man cave. So, that's still my go-to plan now, is to just put man cave got relocated slightly.
There you go.
So let's talk about, if you don't mind, let's talk about time frame. So you did this, you had your son, somehow got back to the shows and rekindled the interest. What time frame are we looking at? Is this 2018, 2019?
2018 is when I started, acquiring animals, again, to keep, and then with the hopes of breeding. 2020 was my first year of pairing and getting clutches. I'm pretty sure it's 2020. I think the first clutches hit 21, if I'm not mistaken. End of 2020, beginning of 21. And then it just kind of, it was just a handful of ball pythons at that point. I mean, God, I think the first one was a killer bee. I'd always wanted a killer bee because when I had left the industry, from just keeping, the bumblebees were just coming out and they were $20,000 to $30,000, So seeing a killer bee at that point, at the price that they were, I was ecstatic. I was over the moon. So, of course, I wanted to get that one animal that I dreamt of owning right off the rip. And then that kind of lit that fire. And sadly to say, I actually sold that female off. My wife was devastated. My son was shocked. But I looked down, I was like, she doesn't fit the breeding plan anymore. It's like she was at a catalyst, but she isn't, really useful at this point as far as that breeder aspect, that mindset.
Yeah, so we talked.
Oh, go ahead.
No, just to say, we talked about that topic a little bit last week too. It's when the time comes and you've got a snake that you've got like some kind of a actual relationship or personal attachment to, and it's just time to go because they don't fit and it's another mouth to feed, and that can be rough, man.
It's hard to disconnect that, that personal feeling, that attachment. The ball pythons, I can do it easier with, and that hurts to an extent to say, but I've got in my mindset, that's just the way the ball python world works. It's a revolving door. The males stay a lot less than what the females stay. I think that's why I also find a lot more comfort with the carpets, because they take so long to grow up, and once they're here, like, that's basically it. Unless they kill over, they're really not going to be moved on.
Gotcha. That was going to be my next question, and we're definitely going to touch on the carpet stuff because we haven't had a carpet guest yet. Not that familiar with them myself, but what is that time frame like? If you hatch a female and you're looking like this is going to be a holdback, I'm going to breed this female. What do those time windows look like?
Your best case scenario, you might be able to squeak a clutch out at 3.5 years of age. Now, that being said, I don't like rushing those things, especially with the carpets, because that's a lot of time to be invested in an animal to push her and have her go, get gravid, get egg bound because she's just a little too young yet, maybe not quite big enough. So I always tell everybody that wants to get into carpets, wait till they're 4 years old. I mean, it's not worth losing one. Like, that's too much time. Like, you can see Xander. That used to be Xena, which anybody that watches the channel knows.
Yeah,
At a rude awakening, if we're trying to pair, two boys don't make babies. Sadly, they never.
They don't even make friends, right?
What's that?
I say they don't even make friends, right? Were they ornery when you?
No, they just chilled beside each other. That's why I was like, it was so odd because carpets will combat each other.
Right.
They just chilled right next to each other. So I'm just like, all right, well, I got a dud male. And I went pop, and I'm like, oh, man, it's like, no. It's like, unless, like, you can pop sperm plugs out of a female, like, I don't think, like, those things just didn't quite add up. It's just like, oh.
So we've all been through that.
She became a he, and we had to do a name change.
Nice. So
but he's actually like Xander. He's that stereotypical carpet that gives him a bad name. He is a little bit of a jerk. I will say that out front and with everybody. He is a jerk. You get him out, he's fine. It's just getting him out is the trick.
I was going to ask, how do you see that in the numbers that you've dealt with and in the snakes going in and out of your place there, the carpets, percentage wise, would you say that's maybe a 1 in 10 that end up like him, or is that a 50-50 flop?
It's the ones that end up like him out of a clutch of, say, maybe 15 to 20, you might get 5 that are just jerks.
Okay.
Now, when they're little, that's where a lot of people get. So that's where they get their bad reputation, because when they're little, they are nippy little suckers. But as you work with them, like, carpets are really smart. They're smarter than a ball python leaps and bounds. I always tell people they're like little velociraptors. Like, the wheels are always turning. I walk into the room, those guys peek their head out, they're looking. If you look at her, she's hanging down because she wants fed. She knows exactly what side of the tank that the food comes from. And when she starts hanging down, that's her telling me, hey, anytime, old man. So, but no, they're really smart. But yeah, as babies, like, they start off a little nippy. Some of them just don't care, and they're really mellow. Some of them take a little bit of work. But around that 1 year of age, then it's like a light switch gets flipped. And all of a sudden they decide, well, you're not that bad. They get more confidence in themselves. They start leveling out. So out of those 5, you might end up with 1 that stays a jerk. Now, I know I've gotten a few messages from friends of mine that have bought some, and they still have jerks. So, I always just tell them, and some of them, they left here sweethearts, and they went there and became a jerk. So I don't know.
Yeah, tough to say, and you could really never pin down when or if that's going to happen. I mean, it's
right.
You switch an environment, and maybe, let's be honest, maybe they just don't like that person. I mean, I think animals will get that to where, and when I say that, I mean, like, they don't want to kill the person, but not the same thing as you or maybe someone else comes in and they're just fine with that person, right? But
the other thing is, too, carpets, like, a lot of people, they get used to ball pythons, because let's face it, almost everybody starts off with the ball. And ball pythons are very derpy. The lights are on. Nobody's probably home 90% of the time, basically, in their little heads. And they're just kind of slow moving. Carpets are very direct with their movements. If they go to look at something, they turn exactly onto it, and they'll start edging up towards it right away. And a lot of people take that as they're going to get bit. That's just how they are. They're a very direct, investigative species. Because, like I said, they're always thinking. Like, there's never a time when they're not thinking, I swear.
Right. I can see that, too, especially, like you say, if you're used to ball pythons and then all of a sudden you're face-to-face with that type of reaction, that would probably trigger in your mind, like, uh-oh, we got an issue coming here, right?
Right.
And then, because balls don't do that typically, but
that, and then it's also the way they're built, like their head structure. They've got a big, muscular jaws to them. So you've got this snake of decent size. I mean, Xander, he's about 7 foot long. So you got this 7 foot long snake with a decent sized big head on it coming at you very direct. It does make you think a little bit.
Right.
But once you get used to, reading their body language, it's not bad. They're easy to hook train as well, which is what I do with a lot of mine. Tap them with the hook, snaps them out of that food response. They know food's not coming, and then you're fine with them.
Sure.
Co-host joined me here. I was not expecting that, but he'll just hang out. Hopefully he won't go after the mic like he normally does. But so numbers-wise, and not to get away from the carpets, because I do have a ton of different questions there, but can you kind of lay out for us like what you're doing in the species and how many you keep on? Well, you've got the chondros, right? You got carpets and you've got balls. Is there additional species?
That is it. I capped it off after the chondros. It's like I'm tapped out of room. I know I've got a problem holding back carpets. I know I'm going to have a problem holding back green trees. Just that's a whole nother obsession I'm starting to just explode with. I've got 4 green trees at the moment. One of those I'm sending back to Chris. Mr. Shelley, your demon there that's in the bin is coming back to you. I'm done with him. Like, he's three of my green trees are complete gems. You can hold them, work with them, no problem. That one, he's a red baby. And that was the one main reason why I wanted him, because Chris and I had gone in partners in buying a collection out. I wanted the red baby just because red babies, often stereotypically look more like the parents. Well, this red baby hates the fact that he even exists in the world. Like, literally, you open up the tub, the head flattens out instantly, the big huffs start coming, and he just starts striking at anything that remotely looks like he can possibly get it. Yeah, see, Chris, I've told Chris several times, like, I'm done with this sucker. Like, I don't mind a feisty animal. There is a level, though, where it's just like, all right, enough's just freaking enough. Like,
right.
Chris, you're probably right. It probably is going to be a girl, too.
That's hilarious.
But, so I've got 4, soon to be 3 green trees, which we'll talk more about those later on, too. Carpets, I've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 carpets.
Wow.
Now, 3 of those are coming in tomorrow. And they are a dream of what I have coming in. For anybody that's familiar with ivory jungles, I've got a 1.2 coming in of ivory jungles from Nick Mutton. They are basically white and black. That is it. They are, It's not even exantic. It's a line bred thing. It took Nick like 30 years to breed the yellow out of them. So they're just white as could be, pure blacks, gorgeous animals. Everybody knows my obsession with exantic if they're familiar with my channel. So, like, ultimate snake for me. Black and white were good. Also in that 20, there's 2 white phase diamond pythons. And then also 2 gelatin carpet pythons. So gelatins are kind of like a natural exantic look, which I got a couple pictures of those that will pop up later on too.
Sure, okay.
And then the ball pythons, oh God, I should have counted them. They're probably, I'm up over 100.
Okay.
Like, it's probably hovering right around that 100 with grow-ups and adults. And then my mini 130 is probably 3/4 of the way full right now with hatchlings from this season. So
Gotcha. Okay.
there's a lot of mouths at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
So
So
talk. Oh, I was going to say, talk a little bit about what you do climate wise. Do you keep everything steady?
Yeah.
Is all your ambience and everything the same, and you just heat individually as to what they need?
Yep. The carpets generally, like, I keep their temps around like an 84-degree hotspot. So their heat panels don't really come on too often or very long because my ambient in the rooms is right about 79. Then the balls, I have each rack split up into 2 sections. And then those are right around like mid to high 80s, like 88 to 85 for their hot spots. But then I've got my grow up carpets in those racks as well, since the carpets do like the slightly cooler temps, like I said, like around that 84 or a little bit lower. I kind of strategically place those in the racks to where they're at the cooler spots, like at the bottom of the rack, on the very edges of the rack. Kind of strategically place them so that way they stay naturally a little bit cooler.
Gotcha.
And how do you handle the humidity portion of it?
Humidity, that's a beautiful part about the basement. You don't got to worry about humidity. Like
Nice.
right now, I'm at 63%, just naturally in the room. So I normally don't have to do, like the carpets. If you have a carpet that has a bad shed, you've got some big issues going on then. Carpets are really good about shedding in basically any type of environment. Like they need like 50, 60, kind of like a ball. That's the great thing. They are very similar with care.
Yeah.
Compared to balls, they just need a little bit more space.
Yeah, and that's what you wonder about when you start mixing all the species. It's like, because I know there's some temp differences. I really don't know on the humidity what requires what, other than the ball pythons. But
yeah,
I can see that being tricky if you've got 10% or 15% difference that they need. But
yeah, now that would be a huge thing. Now the only issue I will run into is with my diamonds. Basically everybody in the room here, they're fine ambient, they're fine with what the ambient temp is all year long. With diamond pythons, if you want them to breed, you got to drop those suckers to levels that will make you cringe. Like into the 50s.
Wow. Okay.
And then bring them back up during the day. But at nighttime, you've got to cool them down really, really low or you're not going to get them to breed, sadly. So that's one thing. I've got a couple years till I have to bite that bullet. But that's going to be the hard part, is finding a spot cool enough in the room where I can get at least a drastic temp. I don't know if I can get it down into the 50s, but I'm at least going to see what I can do as far as getting that temp to drop, to where it's close to enough.
Almost need to like house them in like a reverse incubator to some degree, maybe run a extra AC line to that room and close it off or something,
I know I've heard of some people putting in like little portable AC units. Chris, like a Colubra, like it's kind of scary. I talked to Chris a lot about it. He goes, "Oh, you can do it, Jerry." It's like, I don't know, man. Like that's a lot of money to be like, here you go, freeze, basically.
Right.
Sounds sketchy, right?
Oh man, it's gonna be scary as all could be.
He's cheering you on. I mean, he's giving you the direct numbers. He's 55, buddy. You got it.
I'll be calling him all the time, like, dude, I think like I gotta check on him, like.
Right. Just get him a regular bus pass to run out there back and forth.
Dude, Chris has definitely been an amazing mentor. He's helped me out a lot. He's always been there for me to bounce ideas off of and stuff like that. So I can't thank him enough on all of this. Like, if I've needed advice, he was one of the people I would always go to, and I can trust what he's telling me.
Absolutely. 100% approachable, and not that we've had a ton of like ball python questions, but can tell just in the few minutes we do talk with him, like you could literally ask Chris whatever.
Well, he researches so much of other stuff. Like, I'm very focused. I know carpets. I'm learning the green trees. I know my end of the ball pythons. If people start sending me stuff and they go, "Hey, what do you see in this?" You got to tell me the pairings. That way I know what I'm looking for. I'm not one of those guys that can start rattling off what something is just by looking at it. Like, I've got to know at least what I'm looking at. Because for the most part, what I'm working, I mean, I work a select couple of genes, and it's all based around Xanthic. So you know,
Yeah.
what if it's not in my wheelhouse? I don't really concern myself with it.
Sure. Yeah, stands to reason. I mean, there's plenty to flood yourself with for no reason, especially if you're not going to be touching that
Exactly.
segment, right? So, yeah, that's super interesting. So, did you start with both right away, or did you get into the balls and then said, you know what, I need to get some carpets? What was the time differential between those acquisitions?
The balls came first. I got one clutch under my belt, or one season under my belt with the balls, and it's like, okay, I can do this. Then my dad always told me, you never put all your eggs in one basket. You know, smart business plan. Don't always bank on one thing. And so one day I got to think, it's like, all right, I'm going to do ball pythons. I've got to think about another species to work with to help subsidize if, as we all know what the market has done with the ball pythons, if something like that were to happen, you're at a show, not everybody wants a ball python. They might like something else. So I got to think, it's like, I always wanted a carpet python. Did some research, found a really good reputable breeder, had good lineages and stuff, not too far away. He was from New Jersey, so basically right next door. And I jumped on it. And Pedro over at Funky Morelia, I don't know if he watches the channel or not, or if he'll watch the replay, but that's who I got my initial mail from, which was that jerk right there. And when we did the handoff and everything, I told him, it's like, I'm just gonna get this one, maybe one more, and that's gonna be it. He laughed at me. He goes, "Yeah,
I was just
you're telling yourself that." He goes, "This is the start of something. You have no idea what you just opened. This is like Pandora's box at this point." And I see him at shows regularly, and every time I see him, I was just like, "Dude, it's like I just should have freaking listened. Like I never should have doubted you."
Right.
Because, like I said, I mean, I'm at like 20 now. And it's baffling to even comprehend how I went from 1 to 20 in basically 3-4 years.
Right.
I don't get
it. So, yeah, that kind of leads into the next question and why I wondered if those were offset a bit. So, really, you've probably got, like 2 seasons of carpet babies?
This would have been my 3rd season this year. But my girl reabsorbed, and during the wintertime, Chris always is kind enough to send up his girl, Celeste. So Celeste comes and lives here for a couple of months, and I threw her into the breeding rotation. Well, I used a new male this year because Xander was off over at Nathan from Infinite Possible Python's place, breeding his one female that he's got.
Gotcha.
Well, his female didn't want to do anything with my boy, which I think something wrong with his girl because Xander will lock a garden hose.
Right.
And then the male that I had that has extremely good lineage back to what I consider one of the most famous carpet pythons of all time, Cover Girl, which that's the one snake. I still remember the Reptiles magazine. She was on the cover of it. That's what made me love carpet pythons off the start. So that was the whole point that I bought him because that's like his great grandmother or something like that. But apparently he didn't want to do his job either. So I saw him in the hide with the females one time each. Say, all right, well, that's all we need. If he doesn't want to do anything with them the rest of the time, at least we got one lock each. And ultrasounding, anybody that knows how much carpet pythons love to move, ultrasounding is not easy. I have somewhat became a master at it, though. And it looked like we were sitting at eggs. It's like, all right, we're good. Because they should ovulate right around 25 mil.
Oh,
I was hitting follicles at over 30.
Wow.
So I saw a shed, marked the calendar. It's like, all right, we're going to rock and roll. We're good to go. Lay date came, no eggs. Week after, no eggs. And 2 weeks after, no eggs. At this point, like, my girl's late, Chris's girl's late. I start freaking more out about Chris's girl because I would feel terrible if something happened to his female. It's bad enough something happens to mine, but especially since I bugged him about letting me borrow Celeste. made me feel even worse. And Chris was chill about it. He goes, dude, just calm down. We'll deal with it. If an issue arises, we'll deal with it. So after a couple of weeks of being late, I threw the ultrasound back on him. I couldn't find nothing. Like everything disappeared. And I'm just here like, the sizes were right. Like how? So needless to say, that started off my WTF of a season this year. Was no carpet python clutches at all. And that has been a rough season since.
Well, we had very much the same thing on the ball python side, and just continually grew our clutch numbers up to that point. And this year, completely reversed. They started building about 3 months prior to what we anticipated. I was like, by the time we checked, they're at 18, 23, and we're like, oh, how this early, right?
Pretty crazy.
And not a one of those early ones went. They all reabsorbed them back, and so I don't know what the heck went on, and we've only had that case maybe once or twice in females where they turned around and decided not to go. But a whole bunch this year. Do
you guys ultrasound all year long?
No.
Well, we kind of have to.
We do.
Yeah,
we
kind of have to, but we had the schedule, right?
Yeah,
we just had our 20 clutches, whatever, and we knew where they were on the calendar. We're like, no one's going to be close. Well, where were we wrong? I mean, they went way early, and we completely missed the window.
I ultrasound literally every month.
Yeah,
every month, just go down through every female, see where she's at. Even ones that are starting to get to that point where they're going to start building follicles, I hit them once a month. Just check to see, because I literally breed all year long. I don't have an off season. I've got females now. Actually, I've got a clutch that's going to be laid here in another 2 weeks. And then I've got some more females that are starting to just now ramp up with their follicles. So while everybody else is thinking they're done, I'm still here rocking and rolling. Now the incubator's emptying out real quick, but it's going to start filling back up again.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit, if you don't mind. I mean, when you have that season that continually wraps like that, how do you do on the vending side? Or do you find you have enough stock all the time, or do you run short where you want to add things? How does that work?
I do run short. Like my bulk of my season is like everybody else's for the most part. I do get a trickle in the beginning of the year. I start getting some clutches here and there around like January, February. March and April and June are a lot heavier with lay dates. And then they kind of trickle back out towards the end of the year. And it's just like a vicious cycle. Like the middle of the year's like with everybody, basically. But there's a trickle in the beginning, a trickle at the end. So I keep enough to do shows normally. That being said, though, I try to watch my pricing to help make sure I have inventory. Like, I don't price stuff ridiculously cheap. I do demand a respectable amount, for what I feel the animal's worth. And I think that also helps keep some of my inventory here to where I have enough, it moves, but it's also, I've got enough to justify doing shows all year long. But some of the spring shows, depending how the season went, how people were buying, the spring shows do get a little skimpy. I have had to, go out and, I'll buy sometimes stuff from like John and Christine there at Triforce. I'll get some stuff off of them, or even, just say, hey, I've got open bins. Just throw some snakes in them, just fill them up. Give me a couple bucks off of every sale. Even something like that I'll do too, just because I enjoy the shows. It gets my name out there. I enjoy talking with people, hanging out. And truth be told, I don't want to lose my spot at some of the shows.
Right. I was going to say that market you're in, especially when we talk about Gettysburg, and do you do White Plains as well?
I don't do White Plains. I do Gettysburg. Oaks is another decent show here in PA that I do. I try to do Hamburg. I got lazy. I just now applied for a table at Hamburg, and I got told that they're filled up. which was a shocker to me, but hey, whatever. So I won't be doing Hamburg, which is in like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I think it was October 18th was the Hamburg show. So I won't be at that one. But I do try to do Hamburg. And then Chris and I just added Fredericksburg, Virginia for AARPE. We did that one. Phenomenal show. Like, absolutely phenomenal. I did not kill it sales-wise, but I will be the first person to tell you I have never been more exhausted after a show than I was that Saturday.
Wow, lots of traffic, huh?
Okay.
Lots of traffic, lots of interaction. Normally, I can do a show, set up in the morning, tear down at the end of the day, drive an hour, 2 hours, whatever, and I'm good. That show, we stayed overnight. We stayed Friday night and Saturday night. After Saturday, because the wife and kids went down with me, so that was also fun. After the show Saturday, Kara was like, "Hey, where do you want to go out to eat?" I looked at her. I was like, "Hon, it's like we're going to go back to the room. I'm going to collapse for about 30 minutes, and you're just going to let me be while I recuperate here for a little bit. Then we'll worry about food." And that's what we did. And she laughed at me. I was like, "I don't think you understand." I was beat. It was that much just nonstop interaction. It was crazy.
So what kind of distance is that for you? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was like 4 hours. That was a 4-hour drive, roughly 3.5, 4 hours. Yeah.
So you got 4 or 5 different species. You got your podcast, your channel. You're doing the vending.
Yep.
Are you still doing a 9 to 5, or are you doing this full time?
Oh no. 9 to 5. I wish I had a 9 to 5. It's more like
a 6 to 6.
It's more like a 6 to whenever.
Right.
Normally, my full-time job is in excavating. I do paving prep, so I get I run a skid loader with a milling head. So I mill up parking lots, driveways, rip driveways out, regrade everything. I'm basically the head guy as far as doing driveways and stuff. Yeah. So there's a lot of pressure on me for that one for sure. And there's some days where I might not get home till 7:00. I've already had nights where I've gotten home because the paving crew needed to have it done. We hit basically every speed bump you could hit and then tripped over it and rolled down the hill and kept tripping after that yet. And, I'd get home at like 11:00 at night some nights. And I had to be back in 6:00 the next morning, ready to rock and roll again. Yeah. So it's not easy doing that for sure. But I also do have days like today where, I was done at 2. Now I didn't, and my bosses know that if Jeremy gets done early, we don't throw anything extra on him because he's got enough stuff going on his plate. So I am thankful for having good bosses on that end. But like there's days I'll get home at 12, but there's also days where I'll get home at 7:00 at night. So it's very varied hours. It does make it challenging to juggle the job, the snakes, the family.
Yeah. So the one thing I haven't heard any inkling towards, and I know why now with the full time, the job, everything, rodents. You must be buying rodents.
I do. I will I will shout it from the mountaintop. I will not breed rodents until I quit doing my 9 to 5 job. There's no time for it. Everybody in the group gives me a whole bunch of crap for it too. But I just tell them, it's like, you know what? I will pay whatever the fee is for my rat guy. I use Chris sometimes. I have another guy I use as well. It's like what I pay them for rats, I won't bitch. Like it is worth every freaking penny because I don't have to deal with the hassle. I just make a phone call, go pick it up, and drive home, fill the freezer up, and we're good to go.
Yeah. I don't know how you do it, to be honest. If you threw that in there too, I mean, you got to give up something like sleeping, probably and eating or something. I mean, there's no time left. So
there's already. I mean, a lot of times. My normal weekly schedule, because I've even broken down to what I do in the snake room by day. One night I'll do one rack. I might get froggy and jump into another rack and start doing some stuff. But I'm normally not going to bed till 12, 1 o'clock at night. and then I'm back up at 5:00 the next day. So I mean, my wife yells at me. She goes, "I've never seen somebody do what you do and keep going." She goes, everybody would get tired of it, but she also gets jealous because if I get a free moment of like a little bit of peace, I'll pass out. Like,
just boom.
Jeremy's gone. Like, and she gets so mad at me because if I do go up to bed early for one night somehow, I just pass out. She goes, I'm still trying to fall asleep, and she'll have been up there for like an hour or so trying to fall asleep. I come in, head hits the pillow, that's it, and I'm off and snoring. And then she yells at me because she can't sleep.
Right. Yeah. How is that fair, Jeremy?
I gotta say, she's a pretty good sport with it. Like, if it was not for her, because she handles all the kids because, like I said, my oldest is 18. We've also got a 5-year-old, my daughter Hadley, and then Hudson, which is 2 years old, going on 3. So they're a handful. And anybody that watches the channel and the egg cuttings, they know how much of a handful they are just in those little blips. But, if it wasn't for her taking the reins with the kids, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. Yeah. She definitely, I got to give her a big round of applause on that one.
How big a 180 over this period of time has she made? Is she at maybe a 20-degree turn? Is she come around 160 as far as involved with the animals? Does she have anything to do with them at this point?
She helps me film. She does like coming down, watching and looking at the babies and stuff. She does like to see them, after they've come out of the eggs, they've had their sheds. She does like seeing the updates of them. She's held them a handful of times, but that's basically her involvement with them. Is she helps me film now because Dom, my oldest, used to be my cameraman. Well, apparently when you're 18, Dad's not cool anymore, and we're going to go off and find women, and there's more interesting things in the world than snakes. Right. So she took the reins of the camera person job.
Okay. Yeah, and that's always interesting to see. Like Jamie and I, when we first started dating, I want to say wasn't terrified of the snakes, but definitely did not want to be close to them. Mm-hmm. And now they're all around her neck. She's down there. She's got her own collection of geckos. I mean, she made the full 180 and then went about another 60 degrees, you know what I mean? But it's funny to see that range of different personalities, So
what's even more, I think what calms her with them is how the kids are. Hadley loves the snakes. Hudson, if I had to pick out of, because this whole thing that I'm building, this whole Warfel's Morphs empire, whatever you want to call it, I joke around and call it my empire because I'm a Star Wars fan and I was always a big fan of Imperials. So I always tell, if anybody's going to take over what I'm doing, which is one of the sole reasons I'm doing this, because I want my kids to be able to inherit something that if they put a little bit of work into it, they don't have to go and work for somebody else. They can work for themselves and be profitable and have a good life. I think it's going to be Hudson that does it. Just because already at the age of 2, he'll be down here helping me. And if a snake starts coming out of the bin, the boy has no fear. He reaches just right in there. He'll grab it. He'll put it right back in the bin. And he'll tell you, I got it, Dad. Like, no fear. He gets right in there and does it.
That's awesome.
For the egg cuttings, if we're showing off, the mom and dad, the first thing he runs over to the table. The hands are going. I hold. Like he's all about it. So nice. I'm definitely gonna make sure we keep watering that flower and keep planting that seed with him because I
got a little stormtrooper there.
Yep, exactly. Everybody in the family says he is my clone. Like looks, how he acts, everything is me. And scary thing is that they're pretty much right. So God help the world.
Right. Well, Jamie is definitely.
Have any doubts?
What's that?
Go ahead.
Yep. do you ever have any doubts? Do you ever have the week where work's been just a bastard and you get back and you've got issues with the snake room and everything's piling up and you're just like, why the hell am I doing this?
I'll be honest with you. My only doubt is ever when I get home from work, I've had a crap day. I come down in the snake room and I ask myself, why the hell am I doing my 9 to 5?
Yeah,
like the snake room
No
is my
doubt.
place of zen.
Yeah.
You know, if I've had a bad day, I grab whatever snake. Normally, it's one of the carpet pythons. You know, just double duty. I need to relax and hold a snake. A carpet's got to get civilized a little bit. So, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And it calms me down. It mellows me out. It makes me just get over whatever crap day. Yeah, I've never
Totally agree, man.
never had that feeling of wanting to throw in the towel, really back anything down. It's always just been like, if anything, I've actually said on the channel a few times, before I would ever cut time from the snakes, I'll cut time from like the YouTube channel and stuff, which everybody knows I've backed off a little bit on that. The lives, I try to do every Sunday. If I've got like a 2-day show that weekend, it's like, you know what? I'm not going to kill myself over it. We're just going to cancel that show.
Yeah.
We went down to the beach, which I haven't had a vacation until this year, since 2018. So this was my first year actually taking a vacation from everything. And it was much needed. It was a good reset. But there again, I missed 2 live shows that time, that week, missed my weekly, uploads. So I've learned, if I'm going to cut time from anything, it's going to be the YouTube channel, because the YouTube channel is nice. It's not everything. The snakes, the family, all that stuff is priority over, anything else.
100%, man.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, we're going to get more details like that and probably some other odd stuff in just about 30 seconds here, because as long as guests keep talking and trying to put it off, they all eventually end up in the hot seat. That's your turn. That's your cue, Jamie, back there. Hopefully you're all set with the questions. Jeremy, good luck, sir.
Let's cook it.
You talked about 80 degrees in that room. It's about to be 88, 89. It's gonna climb quickly here, but good luck over there, sir.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll see you on the other side. It's hot seat time, guys. Let's get the heck over there and see what we get out of Jeremy. Hot dogs or hamburgers? Here we go.
It's time to play the game. It's time to play the game. Ha ha ha. Let's go.
Hello.
Hey, Jamie.
Welcome to the hot seat.
It's a little toasty.
Warmer and warmer. I love this section, though. We learn so much about you. Keep watching Xander back there. He's crawling all over the place.
What was that? You kind of brought.
Xander's crawling all over the place.
In all honesty, that's why, I actually want to get the carpets a little bit closer.
Yeah.
It's because they make a good backdrop. And I figure if people get tired of hearing me talk, they can at least watch the snakes.
Yep. I've been watching him this whole time. He's cute. So what is your fascination with green? And if you couldn't have green, what color would you choose?
Oh, if I couldn't have green, I'd have to go red.
Okay. We like red. Okay. Let's get in the hot seat here. Would you rather witness a historic event or a bank robbery?
Historic event.
Okay. If you could only stick with one, would you pick Bang or Xanthic?
Oh God, why'd you have to do that?
For that reaction?
Bang or Xanthic? Oh. Yep. I hate. Oh my gosh. You could have picked anything else, Jamie. Why'd you have to go between those 2 wonderful genes?
I had to make it the hardest I could for you.
I gotta go with Bang.
Oh man,
That hurts to say. I gotta go with Bang.
I didn't either. I thought for sure Xanthic would have been your answer.
That's a hard one, but
Yeah.
Exantic does just colors. The thing
Yep.
with Bang is that it does so much more than
Pattern.
just color. Like
I gotcha.
it's doing a lot of stuff we haven't seen even coming.
Right. Yeah, I don't know a lot about Bang. I'll have to research it a little bit. If you could meet any famous person, with us or not, who would you meet and why?
Famous person to meet. I would have to say famous person. I'm a big sci-fi fan,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got to go with. I'd love to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah. I'll be back.
I said I love the Terminator. I loved him in Predator,
Yeah.
Kindergarten. Like he's just played so many good roles, like Kindergarten Cop. Like I'd have
Right.
because I've met most of the people, the cast from Star Wars, so and a bunch of other movies as well. So it's like Arnold's up on that list of people I'd love to meet that I'll probably never get to.
Right.
My
I know.
mom
I
got
wish.
to see him though
Really? That's cool.
when he was filming Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
She was actually at the Mall of America, and she said she was a little bit of a distance, but she got to see him sitting there at the Mall of America in between scenes, puffing on a big stogie.
That's so fun. That's cool. Did she get a picture from a distance?
That was before camera phones and all that stuff. So
Oh, man.
yeah,
Remember those days? What would we do now? Weird.
I wish we could go back to those days. In all
Sometimes.
honesty,
Yeah, right. Right. Okay. Marvel or DC?
DC, I love Batman.
Okay. The person walking ahead of you drops 1K. There's no witnesses. Do you keep the money or return it?
I would return it.
Okay. If the zombie apocalypse happened tomorrow, what would be the first thing you would do?
Oh God, I'd go to my dad's house. That's the safest place in the world.
You have an underground bunker?
Slight armory.
Right? Cool. There you go.
We
Very
always
cool.
joked if anything would go south, that's where you go. You just go to dad's house.
Go to dad's. If you had to sell all but one pair of snakes in your entire collection, what pair are you keeping?
Oh, that's easy. It would. I'd be no. I'd be keeping that pair of ivory jungles. I'd be keeping one of the 1.1s of the ivory jungles I've got coming in tomorrow.
Okay.
I still get my Xanthic
Awesome.
look, and I still get my carpets. So
There you go. Best of both worlds. Who's your favorite band?
ooh, that's a good one. Oh, I gotta go with Lincoln Park. It's a
Yeah,
toss up
they're
between
good.
Lincoln Park and Limp Bizkit.
Okay. A little bit heavier music you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Friday night. Would you rather go to a live concert or have a movie night at home with the family?
Oh, movie night at home. I hate crowds.
But
Don't get me wrong. I love concerts. I've done them,
yeah.
been to them. When people start bumping into me, I get agitated very quickly.
Yeah.
Movie night at home.
Especially if they're holding a drink and it spills all over
Yep.
you. Oh,
Yep.
I hate that.
Movie night at home with the family, kids. Perfect.
Can't beat it. Yep. Bowl of popcorn.
Yep. As long as the kids aren't eating my popcorn, they get their own damn popcorn.
You're going to like this next question. If you woke up one morning and you were inside the Star Wars universe, what group would you join?
Oh, I'd be with the Mandalorians, hands down.
That's so funny. Cats or dogs?
Ooh, I don't really like either.
No?
If I gotta pick one, I guess a dog. I'm
Yeah.
not a big furry four-legged pet fan. I like the scaly stuff.
Right? So
I
you
guess
don't
I'd
own
go-
any?
No, we don't
Furry
own any
pets? No?
cats, dogs, or anything like that. I told
Okay.
Kara she thought she wanted a puppy at one point. I told her you can either have a puppy or you can have a kid. You can't have both. So she picked
That's
kids.
That's funny. What's your go-to midnight snack?
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet tooth.
I've got a weakness for those suckers, and
Yeah.
especially around Halloween time. Like Carrie yelled
Yeah.
at me because I think I got like 2 family fun packs or whatever they are of them because they were on sale. She goes, "Really, Jer?" It's like, just let me go. It only comes around once a year that I do
Right.
this.
I can't buy Halloween candy early because John eats the whole bag and then we have to buy more.
Uh, and see, here's my thing though. I'll buy it a couple of times because I just say, hey, well, the kids ate most of it, hon. Even though the
Right.
kids might have got 1, 2 pieces, maybe it was all me, but hey.
They're easy to blame now. So
Exactly,
they can
exactly.
talk back. Yeah. If you could travel anywhere without expense, where are you going?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough one. Because there's 2 places I would love to go. I would have to say I would want to go. I want to go to Hawaii and see Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
I've always loved World War II. My dad was a big World War II buff.
Yeah.
So the reason it was a toss up because Pearl Harbor and or Normandy Beach. Like
Yeah.
those are 2 places I would love to go see, but I think I'd have to go with Pearl Harbor a little
Yeah.
bit more over Normandy.
We went, was it 2022 and saw it. It was awesome.
Oh, my
Yeah.
mom's been down there
Some
a
good
couple of
pictures.
times, and it's just like I
Yeah.
would love to go so bad.
Yeah. It's really moving. It's really bizarre that you can still see things in the water and the
Yeah.
memorial. Yeah. It's crazy. When you think movie lines, what comes to your mind?
uh, that I would have to go with Boba Fett when he says put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
How does he say it?
I can't do that tone. You got that the helmet speaker act there going on.
Okay. I don't know the
Good
line.
try,
I'm gonna
though.
have
Good
to.
try.
Yeah. Would you rather lose your keys or your phone for an entire day?
Oh God, I'd rather lose the phone. Give me some peace.
What's your favorite way to start off a Sunday morning?
Coffee.
Yeah.
Get
Do
a
you drink
big old cup of
black?
coffee and just sit down on the couch. Have the kids sit beside me, one on either side. Put on whatever goofy show they want to watch, and just
Sip away.
sip away, and nothing else exists for at least an hour or 2.
Yeah, that's perfect. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you pick?
That's a good one. I knew you were going to ask that one. I'm going to go with Raphael from the Ninja Turtles.
Okay. Why Raphael?
He's just my favorite turtle. I don't know,
Okay.
he always got that smart alecky, smart ass to him, and I think him and I'd get along really good.
Is he the one with the red bandana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. What do you like most about this community?
The brotherhood of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many people out there willing to jump out, help you. People donate stuff to help you out.
Yeah.
Like, the big hearts in the community, like, there's so many of them.
Yeah, it's touching for
Yeah.
sure. They'll help everybody and anybody that needs help too. It's
Exactly.
awesome. Yeah. In your opinion, what's been your biggest accomplishment in breeding?
Oh, geez. My biggest accomplishment in breeding. See, I don't think I've quite even gotten to my biggest accomplishment yet. I think I'm working up to that
Right.
biggest accomplishment.
Thus far.
Thus far, I would guess I'd have to say getting the carpet pythons to reproduce 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Yep.
This year was just a flop. It was a learning experience, so I
Right.
learned don't send your best male off. Always keep him as a backup and make sure the deal's
Yeah.
done.
They have what, like 30 eggs?
They can. So far, my biggest clutch has been 20, and that's
Okay.
had a couple of slugs in it. but it's
Okay.
been a 28 clutch. So that's been the
Nice.
biggest.
That's
So
a
it's a lot
lot
of
of
babies.
babies. Yeah, that's crazy. Last question in the hot seat. If you could go back in time and talk to little Jeremy, what would you tell him?
Oh God, there's so many things I would tell little Jeremy. I would have to go back and tell him, when you think about getting rid of your Trans Am, don't do it, you dumbass.
Yeah,
And then slap
that's
him upside the
stupid.
back of the head.
That's awesome. That was fun. That was super fun hot seat for me. I hope you enjoyed it as
I
well.
did. You
Thank you.
got like, even some of the ones I figured you were going to ask, it still had me stumped. It's like, man, but that banging Xantic, that was cruel and unusual
Yeah.
punishment, Jamie. That was just, I'm never going
Yeah.
to get to live that one down. Anybody that's watching, they're all going to be, oh, Jeremy doesn't love Xantic anymore. That was cruel.
Right? Somebody had asked me once, banana or pied, or what one I would keep or what I like better. And I said I'd get rid of banana, which I love banana. So that was
See,
similar for me. Yeah.
that would be a hard one too, yeah. Like, I guess
Yeah.
picking it between any of your two favorites, it's going to be the hardest.
Yeah.
And that was where I had to separate it. What's the more potential breeding wise? And
Right.
Bang's got a little bit more potential because you can do so much more with it than just get rid of color.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to look into Bang a little bit. I'll just ask John. He'll be able to explain it to me. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe.
Do it. Do it now.
Right?
There you
Get
go.
to the chopper. I thought for sure.
That is one of my favorite lines of Arnold. But my heart just sits with Boba Fett, man. Like, I'm Star Wars to the bone, and Boba Fett, for whatever reason, has always been my favorite. Partially, the original actor's name was Jeremy, so
Oh, sure.
I think that might be a tie to it, possibly. But I've got so much memorabilia, figures, just everything. That man made a small fortune just off of me solely because everything I have is basically autographed. So,
Right,
wow.
right. Amazing. And a good hot seat, man. You didn't fold under
Yeah.
any of the pressure. I thought for sure we were going to see mega flames on the Xanthic versus Bang, and you picked, even though you didn't want to.
That was so hard, though. Two of my, Xanthic is my passion. I tell everybody I'm going to get a shirt that says "Colors Overrated," and it's just going to be a black and white shirt.
Right.
But I had to go with the Bang because there's Bang is just so cool.
So untapped yet, too. And it's
Yeah.
brand new to you. It's brand new to everyone else. I completely get the decision. Had to be tough, though, man. Had to be tough.
It was. No, I can't believe Jamie did that to me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get to live that one down.
She could be pretty mean. She could be pretty mean. Speaking of Jamie, her job's not quite done. Jason got his co-host for the night. Boy, these cats tonight, I don't know.
My scarf.
What kind of cat is that? Is that like a Persian or a Himalayan?
No, it's a tortoise shell, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a piece of work,
something.
that one.
My mom had a Persian Himalayan mixed, and the thing looked like a walking fluff ball.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And my brother and I always used to joke that one day we were going to take the hose to the cat and see how much cat was actually underneath all that hair.
Right.
Because there couldn't have been much. I mean, the thing literally just was a walking fluff ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've
and it's
got
kind of
longer hair than
horrifying
she
when you
does.
see him without the hair. It's like, what?
Yeah. Looks like a little rat.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. So yeah, I know that we had a few questions. Jamie, were you able to star some stuff? I know you popped a few up that I kind of breezed over. Were you able to mark any of those from the audience? Oh, coming from a gecko guy, where do you see yourself going with your vision in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I've told my boss he's got 3 years of me left.
Nice.
That's my
Okay.
projected plan. We'll see how well I deal with it. But he told me I have to at least last 3 years because he retires in 3 years and he doesn't want to have to train anybody new. So I told him, I'll give you 3 years. and no promises after that for the boss above him.
Gotcha,
But
gotcha.
I'm hoping that by then I can have everything, the carpet's well established, the diamonds going, the green trees going, just kind of have everything rocking and rolling to where I can justify being able to stay home. Everything paid off hopefully by then, so that way it's that much easier.
That'd be
Absolutely.
awesome,
That's
man.
a great goal and a great outlook. Hopefully that's the case, man, and everything goes well.
I also want to
Um,
be able to go, like, I haven't gone hunting or fishing in years,
Right.
so I want to be able just to be like, hey, you know what? I'll do the snakes in the evening. Let's go hunting. Let's go fishing in the morning. Be able to go back to doing the stuff that I used to love doing in my free time that I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
right. Exactly. I got a feeling Chris is going to jump right in the band with you on that. I mean, he's going to get out there and do the hunting and
Yeah.
fishing and stuff with you.
Chris has actually been on me because my dad passed away a little over a year ago. So that hit me hard because him and I always, that was my fishing buddy, that was my hunting buddy. So I haven't been out in the woods since. And actually, I missed the year before he passed as well for hunting because I didn't want to leave the snakes because I had something big hatching out or due to be laid. And after Dad passed, I just haven't been able to get back on the horse yet. And Chris has been that one person going, "Hey, get your license, get your butt down here. We're gonna get you
Yeah.
back out in the woods." So he's been that voice, in the back of my head, giving me that push. And it's, I'm just gonna one of these days I'm gonna take him up on it. I
Yeah.
just
You guys need to get out there and celebrate Dad, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think once I get out there, I'll be at peace again. It's just, it's that change of not having him there.
Yeah, and that's always going to be tough, man. Condolences on that. I had no
Thank
idea
you.
that was so recent. So,
Yeah, it definitely last year, and that was like the snakes, the YouTube channel, like the lives, that kept me going and pushing through it. Like that helped me get through a lot of it. But there's still some rough patches here and there. But
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Always going to be. There's always a spot that'll never be the same. So,
yep,
yeah, for sure, man. I had something before that dad thing, and now I'm sidetracked on the dad.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, completely fine, but I just, you know how your mind shifts gears, and boy, did it ever just shift gears, and now I don't recall what it was I was going to ask, but
Well, there was
Jamie
a
had one up
question.
from,
Yeah.
from Justin over at Pressure Pythons. He is getting some carpets on his side, and I think his question was, what do you have in the
Species.
different lines of your carpets?
With my I do just regular jungles. I have several different lineages floating around. Like I said, I've got one that's got lineage back to CoverGirl, some funky Morelia stuff, some Scattershot exotics productions. I actually just I had a guy that watches the channel gift me an adult male. He was getting rid of some snakes. He's like, I love how you keep your carpets. I know you'll take good care of him. You'll, put his lineage to use. It's actually let me try to remember it. It was a MIA and Michael Beach, I think, production. If I'm thinking that's right. I forget, but that male's got good lineage. Um, and I've got, if you can see her, that is a female gelatin that I've got, and I've got her male sitting over in my 1065 rack growing up. So there's pictures of those as well that everybody will get to see then.
Yep, yep.
I've got a jungle jag female with very good lineage on her dad's side, even though she's a mixed blood there. But then I've got the diamonds, which diamonds are very hard to come across with the white phase. So that I waited purposely to get white phase diamonds, and opportunity struck, so I jumped on those. And then I've got the ivories coming from Nick Mutton. So that basically covers all of the carpets.
Okay, gotcha. And I think we kind of touched on that a little bit. We did bring in some photos. You were probably accurate in the idea that stuff just doesn't really show well on camera. So you forwarded over a whole bunch of your animals. We're going to kind of go through a little bit of a scroll of those, and you can kind of tell us a little bit of the background, what's in them, and maybe just why you have that animal and your plans for it. So we'll swap over to that scene here, and
So let's
I
do it.
think I think I have them in here, kind of in a somewhat structured system, but we'll see. I mean, you can kind of guide me, hey, go to the next one or forward back, because I'm starting with the ball python side, and we'll kind of work our way to the chondros, if that's cool.
Nope, that works. This here is potentially a world's first. It's
Okay.
obviously a Batman. Everybody can probably guess
Yeah.
that one. The thing that's special about this, though, is that it came from my bang clutch. So
Okay.
this is potentially a Bang Batman. Now, we're still figuring out how Bang works in certain combos. The Bang Batman has never been made. So
Right.
it's definitely a lot different looking than its sibling, which it looks clear as day, regular Batman. But with Bang, it adds, like I tell people, like it looks like it puts the snake in like a 4K quality. The blacks get blacker, it gets more HD looking, and it does do some stuff with pattern. And this is kind of what, like I said, we gotta wait for it to shed out a couple more times. Normally, by that second, third shed, if there's any questions, if the bang's there, you'll start seeing it around that second to third shed if there was any questions on it. So I think just going by the look of it, because it's very reduced down towards the back end, the color of it compared to the other one that I've produced, I would almost be willing to guess that this is the Bang Batman.
Well,
Would you
and
say
there's
it's
some things
more
that
yellow?
It's more. We're like a normal Batman to me. I'm partially colorblind, so as I describe colors to people, y'all might be seeing something totally freaking different than what I see. To me, a Batman's very much like a tanny, like a tan to brown color.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
this one is very much like a more gold colored than tan.
That's what I picked up right away. When you said Batman, I was like, wow, it looks really yellow or gold, like you're saying. So,
and the other one that's sibling to this has that more tan, the darker browns to it. So it's night and day. I mean, they are totally different side by side. So I think that is the Bang Batman. But like I said, we got to wait for another shed or two to definitely confirm it. And it'd be nice if Charlie's watching this, Charlie, we need the Bang test, bro. Bam.
Right.
It would alleviate this question.
yeah.
And I'm seeing some really nice lifting and a little bit of a belly influence too that I don't see in most Batman. I mean, you're getting a lot of white coming up, kind of rolling up into the side.
Yep, and then the blushing coming up into the dorsal stripe even too.
Right, it's right through here. Yeah, you're seeing some burnouts that don't generally pop in like that. So, yeah, I'd say you probably have a Bang there. That's nice looking. So what do we have here?
This is definitely 110% a world's first. This is the Bang GHI Clown.
Oh, wow. I would have never guessed GHI.
Yep, that is cool, Bang man. GHI Clown. When I cut that clutch, actually, he's not that old. He actually just had his second shed, and that's shortly after about a week or two after is when I took that picture. But when I cut that clutch, all I saw was the head. At first, that was the first thing that popped out at me. Over the whole rest of the snake I could see, I saw that head.
That is crazy. Like, look at that.
It is.
You see that like black little blaze going on he's got there, and I just looked at Kara. I was like, "That's it. Like we got one."
Yeah,
I was just going to be happy with the Bang Clown, which we did get the Bang Clown out of that clutch too. But that is legit a world's first Bang GHI Clown. And just one shed difference, it was a night and day difference in color enhancement from one shed.
Yeah.
Wow,
it still had that orange, yellowy, goldy tinge, but one shed, it just amplified it 10 times.
Those bright yellow stripes going from the nose back to the eyes are cool, man.
Yeah, he's wicked. Like the picture's close to doing him full justice. He's a little bit better in person though.
Always, right? Yep.
Yeah.
God,
And
he
that's
looks
why I
nice,
didn't want to
man.
do the, show him off on camera because I know the webcam's not going to pick him up. So I was showing some stuff off Sunday on my live, and I'm just like, man, it's like this isn't coming across like it should.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
That looks fantastic. All right, so moving to this,
That
we've
is
got the bang clown, right?
That's just the bang clown. Yep. That's 2 sheds in. So I mean, nothing super fancy, but it is neat to see just what Bang does do in its single gene form with clown.
For sure. Yeah.
It's pretty wild that it kind of blanks out the whole back of the head with that ring, like on both of these.
And that's one thing with the Bang stuff. You'll also notice if you see that dot in the middle of the middle of the head there, that's a very prominent thing with a lot of Bang combos is that dot.
Okay.
Can you go back to the first one again, the very first one? I'm just curious now that you said that because I didn't really pay attention. So yeah, you don't see it so much there, but with the whole Batman effect, you wouldn't. So
yeah, the Batman, like everybody, like Nathan, like kind of laughed at me a little bit. John and stuff from Triforce. When I told them what that pairing was, they all kind of laughed. Like, man, good luck because that's going to be a hard one to ID.
Yeah.
Just because of what that combo does itself.
Right.
Sure.
So it'd be nice if we had the test, but we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way, and we're going to, watch it shed out. And most of that clutch, I'm not going to be releasing for quite some time anyway, just to make sure.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere, he says.
I will say this though, little plug, that boy there, the Bang Clown, is on Morph Market.
Okay. If a person has 20 grand,
No,
now's your chance. No, I'm kidding.
He's only 10. He's only 10. But I will say this, Bang it's an expensive project to get into for sure.
Yeah.
But if most people could see some of the stuff that I've been able to see being produced, it would make your head literally spin. Like you would go Exorcist head spinning. Like it doesn't look real.
So here's where we see that clown influence with the Bang, that white kind of peeling up from the belly. So yeah, I think that Batman may be, man.
And this
what do we have here.
This was one of the main Bangs I needed to hit this year. This is a Bang double het TSK Exantic clown.
Very nice.
So again, more in that process of making more worlds first, because I'm the only person that I know of that has put Bang into Exantic so far for TSK. There's other words for like VPI and stuff, but I'm the only one that I'm aware of that's got it in going for the TSK end of it. But,
so technically, after the hot seat, you can't make the Exantics of these.
No,
you can only have one or the other, Jeremy.
But see, she never said that the Exantic couldn't be in there.
Right.
That's why I can't take the Bang.
That's true. That's good point. Nice loophole.
Right. He found the loophole. Yeah.
The thing with go back to that one there real quick.
Oh sure, yeah.
The thing with that one, and it was neat to see, like the flaming that Bang has given this animal.
Yeah.
And then if you notice
really nice.
with the alien heads, the white outline going almost the whole way up to the top around all the alien heads.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I've noticed with a lot of the Bang stuff is that you get there's some really nice flaming going on, the really nice golds, the white outlines. Now there you don't really notice the that dot in the center of the head as much. It's there, but it's not
still kind of see it. Yeah, it's hard to see, but it's there.
But the thing with Bang that is neat is that it's so reactive with heads, and you can for the head Exantic, it darkens it up a little bit more. the hets really start to play a lot with the gene, which is really cool to see.
Sure. Yeah, and I do think head influence, I mean, in a lot of animals can sometimes look better than the visual in certain
Yes.
cases,
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
So yeah, that's a pretty animal, man. That's a lot going forward to the future there.
And here's the kicker too. I hit 4 of those
Oh my
in one
goodness.
clutch.
Oh, really? Wow.
They were, and here's where this year has been a struggle for me. I didn't get any carpet clutches. Every animal that I wanted to hit, I hit. It was all male though. Like,
That's
I have not. Now I did luck out here with a couple animals that I did get some females that I needed. For the most part, though, everything was male that I hit that I needed, and I would have
That's crazy.
appreciated a couple of females.
right.
A couple.
Yeah.
Would have appreciated. I like that wording.
Like here's another good one right here. This is the leopard spot nose bang.
Okay.
Now
Wow.
I've got to get it tested to see if it's got the het clown. That's the only thing with it, but that is leopard spot nose bang.
Yeah, and that's really different how it's kind of leaving the centers of,
Yeah.
of the alien heads with a little bit of color in them yet,
Yep.
Kind of see it all the way back through the body, almost like a water line,
It's a really cool combo. There's another one from the same clutch that's in the pictures too.
This guy?
This one right here. That I
That's
believe to
crazy
be
looking.
the leopard bang. Now, there's been other leopard bangs made that don't look like this, but that would there was no doubt that was the leopard bang though out of the clutch.
That head is
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah, and just what it
Pretty
did to the
wild.
back end of it, like it obliterated
Yeah.
any pattern in the back.
Oh, back here, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
just kind of liking the way it just opens this channel straight to the next stripe,
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
now that is that is a female. That was one of the saving graces. I did get that female, but
Looks
we've
like it's
got
got
it
a-
tested for the het clown yet, so we'll see how I make out.
Looks like it's got a
Right.
bridle.
Yeah,
That stripe across the nose, right? That is so weird.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
now this lovely lady was the one question mark that I had this year. It is GHI Mojave clown. We were questioning the bang at first. It was it had a burnt orange. If anyone's familiar with like GM cars, if anybody
Yeah.
remembers like the sunset orange that the Camaros and the Trans Ams had like in the
Yeah.
early 2000s, late 90s, it was very similar to that sunset orange color that GM had. And so it was kind of like, all right, normally GHI Mojave clowns are a lot darker looking. Normally they don't quite have that orange tone to them. That lady shed for the second time and did a complete 180 in her color. And you get to see this bright, rusty orange. Like, I don't even know how to describe that orange. It's just a bright, rusty orange color.
Yeah, that's definitely got something going on. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really obvious in this photo anyway.
That's not your usual GHI Mojave clown color.
No, not at all.
So if she is what we're believing her to be, that again is another world's first.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
And the thing I love most about that, not only the orange, but look at how high white the sides are.
Yeah. Big time.
Again, yeah, pulling up
Like-
those white sides. Yeah.
Yeah, those sides are just insane on that girl.
Beautiful, man.
Beautiful.
That stuff is crazy looking.
And of course, we had to throw one Xanthic in there.
Right.
Nope, we can't have those.
Hey, whoa. That's
So, go ahead. Yep.
That took me 3 years of crying the blues of missing the freaking Xanthic clown. And then last year, I purchased a visual Exantic clown, and I also purchased a leopard Exantic het clown. Figured there's no way I'm not going to hit my Exantic clowns. Well,
Right.
the Exantic clown combo boy I had didn't want to start breeding off the start. So I'd used the leopard Exantic het clown to the first 2 females that were double hets. First clutch, completely missed. I got Exantics, I got clowns, I could not make them connect.
What the?
It came down to the last clutch, and we were cutting, and I'm just like, son of a bitch, it's like, I'm going to miss this. Like, I did everything I could to seal this deal of there's no reason to miss it, and I'm going to miss it. And then, like, boom, boom, right in a row, we got the Exantic clown, and we got that. And I'm just like, oh, my God, thank you.
Right.
So I decided to keep him. He's just leopard Exantic clown. The regular Exantic clown, I decided, we're going to put up for grabs. But again, both male.
Right.
It was just everything I wanted, man, this year. It was all freaking male, basically.
That is crazy. Our issue is the opposite. We have so many females that we're like dinking around with the incubator temps to try to get some males out of the clutches.
See, I've always wondered if that works because I've heard it does. I've heard it doesn't. Like last year, I didn't change my temps at all from last year. Last year I was female heavy, and now this year it's the opposite. I'm super male heavy on everything.
I've actually researched it, Jeremy, and I only what I found, but I found some actual like university papers, peer reviewed stuff, and basically there's little to no effect. We tried it anyway, but yeah, they said there was a very slight increase, and it was literally like a 2% or something.
Just
like that.
Negligible, no point. Yeah.
So if it gets you 2% more of what you need, hey, I'm all for
it. Right. That's why we tried.
Take that 2%.
Right. Sammy loves to hear that. But congrats, man. And that is exactly like our banana clown or my banana clown journey, because coming in, that was the one animal I wanted to make. Like, first few things I saw, I was like, man, I want banana clowns, We've had so many, not one yet. And I'm like, we've hit everything around it. We get 3 gene clowns. We get 4 gene bananas. We get not one banana clown. And I'm like, what? It's a codom. Like, come on. We're not asking for a double recessive here.
Here's a little funny haha that also led to my WTF season. My male Exantic clown that I got was supposed to be pastel GHI Exantic clown from JD Construction. JD's an awesome dude. No reason to question anything.
Right.
Some of the females I put him to this year, I popped out an Enchi. I popped out a Bell. I popped out a Lester.
What? What the hell?
So apparently he's not just pastel GHI Exantic clown. He's also Enchi and Lesser.
But he didn't know, so he wasn't going to sell it. Is that right?
Exactly. He didn't know. I actually messaged him. I was like, dude, I've got like some questions here because I've got some problems. Like good problems to an extent, but like I'm hatching some weird shit. Yeah. And he was like dumbfounded by it. He goes, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Because I wanted to make some GHI Mojave double hets. Well, that was the clutch I hit an Enchi, the Lesser, and the Bell on. And then it clicked on me after cutting that clutch. I thought, oh, crap. My next clutch that male sired was to a Blackhead Mojave Yellow Belly Red Gene. Well, I'm there thinking, thinking of how my odds have been this season. It's like the whole clutch is going to be Bells. Because the Lesser floating in the male and the Mojave being in the female. I didn't hit not one Bell. Didn't hit one Enchi that I can tell visually. Like there were genes that just completely got missed. And then the very last clutch that boy sired that I just cut, that we just filmed, it was double visual to a Firefly Enchi het Exantic. 5 eggs. I got 1 Exantic. There was no Lesser that popped up. No GHI that popped up. But the clutch he sired prior was basically all GHI. So, folks, you can try to figure out what and hope and pray what's going to happen. You can't. It's a roll of the dice.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I did is I just quit wishing for it and I just keep pairing it up as a side thing. And if I'll probably get 7 now, you know what I mean? But as soon as you focus on it, man, boy, you will not see the light of day, it feels like. Yeah, so you got that. Congrats on that. Finally hitting your Xanthic Clown stuff.
Thank you.
What do we got going on here?
This is my new Dinker gene that if anybody knows Greg Klein from Scaled Paranoia, he showed this to me at a Hamburg show. He had gotten it from Ian over at Outback Reptiles as an African import. So it is new from Africa. The camera's not quite getting the color right on it. It is whatever is going on with this animal. I'm hoping it's genetic anyway. I've dubbed it Project Kyber because the Star Wars fan, the Kyber crystals. I had to, go Star Wars with it a little bit. So I'm going to call the Kyber if it does in fact prove out.
Boy, that is pretty odd. I mean, it does kind of fall in line with a lot of the stuff we're seeing recently, though. I mean, not quite to the level of like a Bambino, not quite like a Cosmos, but still that same
it's in that
feel.
When I saw that animal, the first thing I thought of was Ash from Morph Minded, his malice gene. I love his malice gene.
Oh, yeah.
And when I saw this, I thought that looked very similar. Maybe not to the same extent, but, there again, Ash got his from Ian from Outback. His came as an African import. This is African import. The likelihood of it being the same thing, probably not, but it looks damn cool. And the color of it is it's like a grayish brown in all reality. It's definitely not a normal ball python color.
So almost like a GHI coloring to a degree.
Yeah, it's kind of got more of that GHI tone color to it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm hoping it does prove out to be something because I want to throw Xanthic into that in the worst way.
Right. Yeah, that is wild looking. I'll be curious to see what passes and in what extent, and this is it? Is this the single animal?
That's just single gene. Yep. There's nothing else in that.
No, I mean like you've done nothing with it.
Oh yeah.
Just got this.
Yeah,
okay,
I just got that this year from Greg when he decided he was getting out of the game. I felt kind of bad because I knew he loved this animal so much. But when I saw that he posted that he was getting out, I messaged him right away. I was like, dude, I don't know what you're planning on doing with that import girl. But if you are getting rid of her, I would love the shot at getting her. And
that is different.
He left me, he said, I think I'm gonna sell her. He thought on it for a little bit and she ended up coming here. So super thankful, super grateful to Greg because when he showed me her, I was just over the moon. It's like, dude, it's like, that's gotta be something. That's just not a one of, in my opinion. That's something.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, I'll be curious to see offspring and what and to what extent carries, a lot of polymorphism and those kinds of things too. So does it come out that strong? Yeah. Does it come out stronger yet? It's going to be a cool one to watch, man.
And she eats good. For an import, I expected a little bit of struggle. She eats great on frozen thawed. So I'm happy on that. She's growing up. It's going to be the growing pains of, it's a female, so I'm going to sit here for 2 to 3 years and just keep dreaming for a little bit more. But at the same token, all I got to do is hit one male, which I've been good at doing that this year. Maybe I can do it that year.
Right.
Hit one male, throw it back to her, and see, if there's a super to it. It's something where I'm, with working with the Bang and having Nathan kind of in my back pocket to where I can bounce ideas off of him. He's another great mentor of mine. I can go to him if I need some advice on how to properly work this whole project. But doing the Bang stuff has been a good tutorial so far as to how I need to go about handling this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Cool animal, man. I'll be curious to see. We've crossed over the edge. We're going into the carpets.
This here is one of my actually this was last year's baby that I produced. This is a male. The dad was Xander. They're behind me, the active big boy back there, and
Mm-hmm. The
mom.
dickhead.
Yeah, the dickhead. Yeah, the jerk.
Yep.
And mom was actually Chris's girl, Celeste. Now,
Okay.
when this boy hatched, I don't remember if I sent you a picture of his sister that I held back. I can't remember. I think I did, but maybe not. But
I can look. Do you want a photo of her?
oh, yeah, no,
We'll go
I don't think
backwards.
I don't think I sent her to you, possibly.
Okay, all right.
When
It's all
he
good.
hatched and his sister hatched, they were black and white, like
Oh,
just black and white. And I've never seen baby carpets come out black and white. Normally they're
Okay.
black and grayish brown. They're kind of ugly as all hell when they come out of the egg. Um, but to see black and white ones as babies is just like, okay, hold back. You're not going to see the light of a table at all in your life.
Right.
And he's, as you can see there in the picture, I mean, that was a recent picture that I just took. I mean, just beautiful yellows. He's a little bit more on the paler side, which I'm fine with, especially since I'm getting some of this ivory stuff coming in. I can outcross him into one of the females to, make some different percentages and kind of add some fresh blood to the ivories.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be a nice work-in for that project.
I was going to say he's kind of leaning more toward that direction. Most of what you see is very vibrant yellow, and this is kind of on that
It's on
almost
that.
like a cream color.
Yeah. And he's, truth be told, I mean, he's about a year and a half old at this point. So he's about at that point where that's his adult color.
Yeah,
About
that's
that,
pretty, man.
in between that year to 2 years is when they hit their adult colors, basically. And, there's not much changing after that.
So, not knowing the species that well, how much is there to the different patterning and stuff as far as spacing on all the bars and striping, the head patterns? Is there a lot of variation in that, or?
Oh, dude, that's the greatest thing. I think that's one of the reasons why I love them so much.
Okay.
Where the ball pythons, everyone's focused on morphs and the different genes to do the different colors and the patterns. With the carpets, just for the jungles, for instance, you've got one other gene to work with and keep the line pure, and that's the zebras. But carpets are so individual as far as the patterns can vary so much. As you'll see, some of the other ones are very like erratic and spotty, and just they look like you're tripping on acid. And then you can have ones that are very organized and very banded. I hatched some that had just perfect stripes going down down their backs. And then on the sides, the pattern was very reduced. The one actually looked like it had dicks going the whole way down at her side. And I sold her to John and Christine from Triforce, and then ended up buying her back. But I told them, you've got to name her something quirky because of the pattern going down her side. I ended up naming her Penny. But I mean,
Let's say you could
like,
just call her like college girl or something. I don't know.
but there's such a variation with the carpets that you don't really need the morphs and stuff like that. You can line breed with these guys and accomplish so much just by line breeding them for certain features. Just like the
Sure.
ivories that I'm getting, that's 30 years of Nick Mutton breeding out the yellow, taking the palest of the pale till he got black and white snakes.
Crazy. Yeah. Wild. So you go from this guy working toward that. Oh, went too many. Skipped over
Yep.
this.
That there is a half sibling to that guy. It's same dad. That's from Xander, but that's mom is Lagatha, which is my striped female. So Xander, I've noticed with all of his babies, there's at least one or two per clutch that look like that, where the pattern
Okay.
is erratic, it's crazy, it's broken up a whole bunch of the flecking and tipping going on. It's just something where it literally makes you think you're tripping on something.
Right. That's wild.
It's I mean they're just wow. Like I just love opening up the tubs and working with them. Like that's something where it's just amazing to see in person and work with.
So again, this is kind of more toward that what I would say is like a lemon or lighter pastelish type yellow than the brights I'm used to seeing in carpets. There's like almost like a bumblebee yellow in the most of what I see.
Yeah. I've got one or two that are a little bit more on the vibrant yellow side, but I've also got some, where like you said, they're more on that paler, the bumblebee yellow spectrum as well.
Gotcha. Do any of them have like real defined stripes? Like all these that we're looking at, right, have the yellow that also bleeds into those black stripes at some intensity, some really heavy like the last one and then lighter on this. But do any of them just really segregate those colors?
There is, yeah. And that's just, again, that's just a line bred thing basically for those, very specific those banded traits.
Yeah.
My male there, Xander, that's a good picture of him. He was a little wound up that day, if you can't tell.
He's gorgeous, man.
Oh,
yeah.
But you can see, I mean, he's got all that flecking and the tipping going up through. Like a lot of people have told me, he's got diamond in him. It's like, no, there's no diamond. I know the parents, there's not a drop of diamond blood in him. But it's just his trait that, he passes on that tipping. And it's just gorgeous. I love what it does. Now, my goal, one of my projects with the carpets is I want to produce an all black carpet. Everybody's so focused on like, the bands, the stripes, the bright yellows, the dark blacks. Carpets have some of the coolest blacks in the world. They're like a velvety black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mind, like, they're watching what Nick did with the ivories. It's like it'll take time to do it. But I've got one of his males that he produced. I don't know if I got a picture. There might be a picture of him in here, where he started off very much like the baby before. Yeah, maybe I didn't send it.
I don't think so.
He started off like the baby before with all the crazy pattern, but as he started to age, and he's about 2 now, about 2.5. His dorsal is getting darker and a little bit muddier, but it's starting to solidify more with black, which is what I was hoping would happen, because that was why I held him back. It's like I think he's going to be a really nice black animal.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got him growing up. I've got his sister growing up, which has again a lot of nice blacks to her. So hopefully he's the start of working that project, and that's just going to be an uphill battle where. I just take the ones that look like they're going to have the most black and hold them back and just keep working it forward.
Right, right. Now, we're back to the same old question. Too. Completely black carpet or bang?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, all right. Nate, I hate to say it, bro. Don't disown me, but if you put any ball python up against a carpet, the ball python loses without even a breath to be taken. Like I will pick the carpet every time, hands down.
So this one is completely different again, like almost all yellow with some very thin black. So
this is the only morph that the jungles have here in the States.
Okay.
Because you can't. Australia won't allow us to bring anything over from them, so we're left with what's here. But this is what's called a zebra. Whatever makes it.
Right, exactly. He's listening out there.
But this is a zebra. Now, this animal is very special to me. My buddy Mike Curtin produced her. She's got great lineage, but her dad is a male called Clockwork, which was a male zebra. Clockwork was by far, hands down, the best zebra I've ever seen in my life. The yellows that he possessed were just screaming yellow, perfect blacks. And I was banging on Mike's door for 2 years telling him, I need a baby from that. I want a zebra female. Like, let me know. I will send you the money. Just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And the first year, Clockwork didn't get anything done. He flopped on him. Second year, she popped out. He sent me some pictures of her plus some clutch mates. I was like, that's her. That's it. That's the one I want. So got her, and she's sitting in the rack growing up. She's only about a year old at this point, so she's still going to color up a little bit more yet. I expect
Sure.
her to look like her dad with just screaming yellows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's crazy the amount of yellow on that in comparison. So that was going to be my question. Is that considered a different genetic thing, or
Yep.
has this just been line bred to be that way? So
No, that is genetic. Now, the super form of that is crazy. It takes away all that pattern. You get a gold snake,
Oh, really?
wow.
a solid
Wow.
gold snake. The only issue with it is, though, you get some tail kinking. And it's all beyond the cloaca, so it's not even anything that affects breeding. But you just get some goofy kinks at the very end of the tail for whatever unknown reason. It's if you have a super zebra with no kinks, you hit the jackpot, go buy a lottery ticket.
Oh, it's pretty common then, huh?
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
every single one of them, basically.
wow.
Wild. Okay. What a weird thing to kind of pass. Like you say, it doesn't affect anything, maybe, but what
Yeah,
an odd little inconsistency. Huh.
and it's not like the supers aren't even like a bright yellow; like they're literally just like a gold color. You would think that some of these being as yellow as what they are, you would get a very yellow animal as a super, but you get
Mm-hmm.
this very gold animal as opposed to a yellow.
Huh. How strange is that? Okay. So that's coming out of that. What do we have here?
That
Man,
is my
he
male white-faced diamond python.
he looks
That
happy.
he's a quirky little SOB. Diamonds are very mellow, okay? His sister, which I also have, I think that I have a picture of her in here, um, is very mellow. She's calm, cool, collected. You handle her no problem. Him, you get him out, he's cool with you, but then he starts tightening up around your fingers. And the tighter he squeezes, obviously it starts cutting off the blood flow. So you start feeling the throbbing in your fingers and your hand.
Right?
He all of a sudden thinks, I've got prey in my hand, or in my coils. So he starts wrapping even tighter. Next thing you know, the head gets cocked over and he just latches onto you for no reason. And then you gotta
Jeez.
wait for the idiot to figure out that he can't eat you.
Right? Yeah,
But
good luck, sir.
yeah, he's that stinking gorgeous. He gets a pass on it, but I
Right?
mean, they're still coloring up. They're not even quite a year old yet at this point, so they've got a lot of coloring up to do. But they have great lineage. I think it's Gary Val and San Diego Zoo line is what is in both of him and his sister. So it just
Okay.
they are
So is
by that's the
this her?
sister. Yep, that's the
Okay,
sister.
gotcha.
She's the sweetheart. Um, she's got some yellows as you can see in her right now. All that should just become black and white.
Okay.
Her mom and dad were very black and white looking animals. So, in theory, that's how both of them should look. Obviously, like anything, you can always have something that doesn't line up like it should. But both of those, they're kind of like the crown jewels of my collection at the moment.
Yeah,
There's just
those are
something about a
wild.
diamond python. There's not many of them out there. Not many people are successful with breeding them. So they're going to be that one species like we had talked earlier about. What was that? Your one accomplishment. When I get those suckers to make a clutch, that will be my greatest accomplishment.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So when you say
Yeah, those
color
are
up,
crazy.
what do you get? What are you getting for colors? I mean, what do you start to see come out of them?
Like where you have all the white scales or the pale white and those yellow scales sitting in there, those will
Yeah.
become just white with a black outline to where it literally looks like the thing's been bedazzled or whatever it's called with
Okay.
diamonds, the whole way
Almost
down
like
the
it's made
bottom.
out of lace, almost, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It'll look like a white snake basically with white black outlines around each scale.
Very cool.
Like they are by far probably one of the most drop dead gorgeous animals out there on the market, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is wild looking, for sure.
And
And
that there is my gelatin male. So gelatins are a very specific locality. They used to be classified as gelatin jungles, but recently they've been reclassified and more lumped in with like the popwood carpets. But basically, in this little area in and around Gelatin, which is a little spot there in Australia, this is what these carpets look like naturally. It's like a natural looking exantic carpet.
that
So
thing's wild too.
obviously, the guy that's obsessed with black and white snakes, that was the closest thing I was going to get to an ivory for a while. So I jumped on them. There's not many people that in the country that work with them. It's a very small community that does have them. So I'm very excited to get some of those babies cranking out. I
Yeah,
do
that'd be
take the
cool.
female to shows, and every show she's gone to, that is the one animal out of everything everybody picks out and oohs and ahs and says that they've never seen one before.
Yeah.
Right. As far as locale like that, is there a end size difference? Do they end up being the same? Are they generally smaller, larger,
They're
or are they right down the middle?
they're kind of right down. They're kind of right there in the middle. That 6 foot roughly on average would be your average size for them. They're kind of right there
Okay.
with the jungle sizes and stuff. 4 6 foot. So
Gotcha. Okay.
very
A lot of
manageable size.
localities you see with other animals, you get it on the smaller side, or
Yeah.
they're generally bigger. Yeah.
And
Okay.
carpets, it's the same thing. Your coastals are your largest. They can get up to like 8, 9. I have heard of 10 foot, animals. But for the most part, your majority of your carpets are between that 4 to 6 foot range. Like Xander,
Okay.
he's 7 foot, so he's on that larger spectrum as far as for a jungle. But for the most part, 4 to 6 foot is your average carpet size. And then, they're always out, as everybody's been able to see. Most of mine have been out chilling the whole life so far.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that is very cool.
And that is his lovely girlfriend, which is right directly behind me up here.
Yep. Yep.
That's the female gelatin. And she's just mind blowing. She's that perfect, just black, gray, white. Depending on where she's at in her colors, you get some faint sky blue in her lower portion.
Okay.
So, like down towards her belly, it'll get like a
Down in here,
hue. Well, more on like the very low side. Yeah, like
like
right in
here.
there. Yep, right in there. She'll start
Ah,
getting like a very faint robin egg blue to her. So she's been a neat animal to watch, and she's been a sweetheart the whole time.
very cool, man.
Her
Dude.
boyfriend Nick told me when I got him, goes, just so you know, this was a phone call conversation he had to have with me over that mail. He said, just so you know, that mail you want is a freaking lunatic. If you want a different one, I'll send you a different one. Otherwise, this one's crazy. And I told him, it's like, dude, it's like, there's something about the crazy one speaking to me. Send him. And he's good. He's chill. He got here and I text Nick. I was like, I think you sent me the wrong snake. This guy's like, chill. Like, he goes, what? It's like,
Right.
he's fine here.
So how close or how far out are you on this pair?
That pair should be rocking and rolling for 27. So
Okay.
one more year yet, and we should be having some baby gelatins hopefully hatching.
Beautiful. Awesome. Okay.
The belly's crazy on those too. It's like the scales are the negative of the
Yeah.
the top side with the white
Down
with the
in here.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
No, the
And
gelatins
then
are like just a beast of all of their own with how they're set up. Like their
Yeah.
coloration is just wicked. Now, there is another color form of them. It's where they're a little bit more greenish and tan. But Nick and I have talked on how like there's kind of like two different I don't even know how to phrase it. Basically, two different color palettes that they can come in. Essentially, the black, the more exantic tone is a common one, but then you have those other ones that have like the tans and the greens kind of showing up in them as well. They do pop up.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So then we're moving to this.
That is my jungle ocelot jag, produced by Mike Curtin. Her dad. This is the only snake I've bought from a reptile show, like without even having to think about it. I was talking with Mike. This girl was staring at me, and I asked Mike. I was like, "Dude," I was like, "What's the deal with this one?" And he goes, "Oh, that's a clockwork baby." And I just looked at him. I was like, "It's a clockwork baby?" He goes, "Yeah, clockwork's the same, the size of your zebra that you got." I looked at him. I looked at the price of her. I looked at him. I just shook my head. I was like, "Put her in a bag." All I had to hear was clockwork. And that's how much I adore that line that male carries.
But
And
what a wild pattern, though. I mean, again, just getting
no
so
doubt.
far away from
Yep.
the others,
now that's because of the jaguar in her. Now, jag is
Right.
similar to spider and ball pythons. There's a slight wobble issue.
Gotcha.
She's another quirky one. She'll, tighten up on you for whatever reason. She'll freak herself out thinking that she's got prey in her coils, and then she just latches on again. And then once she realizes, oh, whoops, my bad, then she's fine. Just hoping I can break her of this before she gets her adult size, because I don't want those adult teeth, going in. This size, they're okay. The adult size is a different story. But now, since Nate and I missed on our jungle jags that I wanted to hit, when I saw that girl, heard clockwork, it's just like done deal. Like, we're good. Like, she's coming home with me.
Yeah, very pretty, man. Again, very different, but unfortunate on the genetics giving you the wobble and the oddities. It seems like we're finding that in a lot of different species with a particular line or genetic. It's unfortunate.
And it always seems to be it's the ones that do the super reduction as well in the pattern, which is odd.
Yeah,
right.
That is weird.
Right.
Now, this boy is my boy Ragnar, which is from my very first season. Again, dad is Xander. So, like his younger sibling, you can see the crazy pattern going on, all the tipping. He's got a lot more vibrant yellows, though.
Yeah, really
He's
yellow.
the one where on the dorsal, you can see some of it towards the back left side of him. But you can see the dorsal starting to fill in with some dirtiness, some black starting to come in as he's started to age, beyond his 2-year mark. So he's the key point for me doing my black project at this point.
Sure.
I was going to say, he's more leaning that direction. So,
yep.
Yeah,
but everything that I've produced that I've held back for myself, they're all sweethearts. Like, they're chill. People that think carpets are mean, nasty, I would let my kids hold these. Like, that's how much I trust these animals.
Sure, yeah, you get to know them well enough that.
Yeah, but he's definitely one of the more badass carpets I've produced. Just that pattern, the tipping on him, he's just phenomenal.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Working toward that black, and now we jump to the chondros.
And now we jump to my new obsession. So I had a green tree years ago. Always told myself I'm going to get back into it, but I was specific. I needed something that was going to be a nice green color, but I wanted that nice electric blue dorsal stripe. Mm-hmm. I commented on some of Gary Schiavino's videos a couple of times on animals that he had been showing off, and I commented on how, I'd love to have one of these, with the nice, because he was showing some stuff off that had just beautiful blue dorsals like that.
Sure.
Or that were going to have the blue dorsals. They were still babies, so they didn't have the blue yet. He messages me personally and says, hey, I've got these two holdbacks of mine, which you guys will get to see. They're both siblings. They're Tamika crossed with Jayapura blood. So they're mixed blood. The Tamika is a very desirable bloodline because there's not a whole lot of it floating around.
Okay.
But he's like, I've got these two. I was going to hold them back. They should more than likely, have absolutely amazing dorsal stripes to them. He sent me pictures, and I laughed because these things always happen at the worst time. Like never when you're financially 100%. Hey, yeah, poof, throw the money out. We're not going to feel this.
Right.
And he sent me that, and I'm just like, son of a bitch. It's like you can't pass it up. I mean,
yeah.
So I jumped on them. They were one of the more. They weren't as expensive as the Bang, but they're the second most expensive snake in the collection. I'll say that. I jumped on them, and I have not regretted it at all. That one there, like they're still both unsexed at this point, but super friendly. Like I can hold that one, no biting, nothing, just acts completely normal. It's a pleasure to work with. Everybody always thinks green trees are nippy and bitey like the carpets, and they're sweethearts.
I think it's that green room.
Right.
Take them out of that green room and they bite the hell out of everybody.
They feel at home like they're in the jungle.
Right. No, that's gorgeous. And yeah, the green and blue, I agree, but you really don't know, right? As a Neo, sometimes they don't carry over those colors you want.
This is the sibling a little bit after I got it, where there you can see they were both yellow babies, but you can see that nice dorsal stripe that one has. Now the other one, when I got it, it came in like a very dark evergreen color, like extremely dark green. It went through its ontogenetic color change very early in its life for whatever reason. So it went from yellow to overly dark green, and it is now lightening out to a lime green.
Okay.
So it's been neat to watch that one do that change. But this one's still I think it's the next picture that you've got. That is that same animal right now. So the green still hasn't started to come in yet, really.
Right.
You got a couple green scales here and there. But you can see the blue starting to come in on the dorsal scales.
Yeah.
So, but again, super chill animal. It's the neat thing with them is green trees are kind of like that crown jewel of eye candy. Like everybody, I think, can agree a green tree is just drop dead gorgeous. Like you can't hate the animal.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely out there.
What's that?
How old are they?
These guys are probably getting close to about a year old at this point.
Okay.
Roughly. They were probably
a lot of color change in a short period of time. Then really,
yeah. And some of them even take like this. I mean, this one throughout that time, it's still yellow and it's just trickling that green in very so slightly. They all change at different rates, and then sometimes you get blacks that pop in. The neat thing with these guys is you don't know what they're going to do.
Like, that's what I've always heard, right? It's like it's kind of that unknown on the other side of that, what you're left with. But again, coming from lines that you can see the parents and where it's headed, right?
And that's the thing too. You can see mom and dad. Hey, yeah, it might land somewhere in between. It might look better, and it might look like you can't really tell that it's got that bloodline in there. But it's as long as it carries that bloodline, you've got the possibility of that popping out later on down the line.
Yeah, awesome stuff, man. God, ton of cool stuff to look forward to. I'm excited.
It keeps me, kind of. It's nice working with different stuff. I think if I just did ball pythons, I think I would get a little bit bored of it. So. The carpets keep me on my toes. The green trees keep me on my toes a little bit. Wheels are turning, shift gears. Every time I'm working with something different, so it helps keep me just moving.
Right, right. Yeah, people say that, and I don't feel it yet. I feel like when our lives kind of slow down, I'll have that more so than I do now.
Yeah.
That tendency to
Well,
feel like, hey, we need to add some different things to keep it lively.
yeah.
Dude, we barely keep up. I mean, all of us full-time jobs and rats and
Oh, yeah, the
adding something
rats
is like,
itself,
holy shit.
that in itself is, yeah. I dread the day if I ever have to do rats. Like,
Right? Doesn't sound like that day's coming.
no, I don't think that day's gonna come. I think I'll just, we'll add another set of something to pay for the rats for the year, hopefully.
Right, right.
The nice thing is, though, the carpets take up so much space, because they require a bigger enclosure. So you can't keep as many of them. So that aspect is nice. You don't overload yourself so much.
True. Yeah,
What do you have for enclosures? Just out of curiosity, I don't know anything about those. What brand are they? And
Those are actually my buddy Ed actually makes those. He's an older gentleman. Ed's PVC enclosures. He's a Pennsylvania guy. He does everything custom. He'll build them to however you want them done. If you want L-shaped corners, whatever, he'll do it. He did the custom green outlines on the faces of mine. But these are 4x2x2s. And I'm actually going to slightly downgrade on the height of them for the carpets so I can add one more enclosure per stack. And then those he's going to modify for the green trees. I'm going to keep the green trees in 2x2s.
Very cool.
So we're going to
basically
split those in half, one green tree on either side, and rock and roll with it from there. So the new size for the carpets, they'll be 18 inches high instead of 24. So just cutting off.
Gives you that one additional on the stack.
One more, because I got to look at it, I was like, man, it's like some people have that addiction with holding back too many ball pythons. I have the same thing, but with carpets. And there again, the size of them, it starts sucking up a lot of room real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, man. Holy crap. We covered a ton of ground. I just glanced at the clock and I'm like, Jason is going to kill me if I let this go too much. Because he's like up in 4 hours and on the road and heading. So I don't mean to stop it on a No.
No. It was great.
We're all just like staring at these animals like, man, beautiful stuff. But yeah, just again, apologies. I do not mean to cut it off because I had completely lost track of where we were. Jamie was backstage through all of this info. There's got to be some random, and it better not be Boba Fett. You just don't come at us with the Boba Fett. What do you have for a trivia for tonight? Somebody's going to win $10. Every week we're giving away 10 Forge coin. Give it to 30 some odd affiliates. What do you got for us? Please don't ABC us.
Nope, no. I have what I feel is a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
Xander had a name change, formerly known as what?
That's a good one.
It is, because that just squeaked out one time, talked about why, and we'd never heard it again. So
So there's a few people in this chat that should know this.
Right.
I'm just saying,
always the Wheel of Fortune.
There we go.
Greg.
Greg, one of the affiliates, got his own coin back, but he's collecting coin anyway. So, Greg, appreciate the quick guess and accuracy there, sir. He's been in touch with you, has he not, about getting different
Greg actually has some of my productions, yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thank you, Greg.
We get an update from Greg on how they're doing.
Absolutely. Well, extremely well. We hear about them all the time over on the RWO side and talking with Greg as a sponsor and affiliate and stuff. He's hype for the carpets.
He put up a comment earlier. One of them that he got from you bid him 5 times in the first 30 minutes.
I read that and started laughing.
Him and DJ came up from the barbecue that I throw. Normally every year. And he came down, left him pick out which one he wanted, out of what was still available. And the one that he picked just lit him up. He goes, "This is it." It's just like,
That's the
hey,
one.
have fun.
It's a project.
Funny.
It's a project right out of the gate.
Exactly.
That is fun. Jeremy, we're going to have to do it again. We've got probably a ton more we could cover.
Right.
We're going to give everyone a break, mostly Jason. Everyone else out there is like, dude, we could keep going. Jason's like, no, we cannot. We've got to get this. But, yeah, much appreciated, man. This is way overdue. Really appreciate you sitting down with us tonight. And I know you're East Coast too, so that clock is ticking on your side. But
it hasn't hit 12 o'clock yet. We're good.
Right. It's getting darn close, but
yeah, it's getting close. But yeah.
Anything you want to tell anybody out there, guys that were really instrumental to you, people you want to thank, or places you want to send people to get in touch with you?
I gotta be upfront with you. Nathan from Infinite Possible Pythons, he has helped walk me through so many different things. Great mentor, the Bang Daddy, as we all call him, just because he's the guy to go to if for getting into the Bang stuff. Now I gotta try to push a little bit of my stuff, because I know I've got some available. But if it wouldn't have been for Nate, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Nate also helped me set up like the LLC and stuff. So without Nate, I would not be where I'm at this point, especially business-wise. And then Mr. Chris Shelley from BNS. Without Chris, man, again, I'd be lost. Like, those guys have been my crutch. If I need help, just advice, whatever, they're there. And then John and Christine from Triforce Morphs, again, just the whole PA crew, basically. I mean, they're all there. If one of us needs something, we're there for the other. So without them, I'd be lost.
Yeah, absolutely. And a great group of people, man. Everybody in that group that you just mentioned we're familiar with and have gotten nothing but a good experience too. So awesome, man. Again, long overdue, but really appreciate you sitting down with us and sharing what you've got and your plans going forward. I will be in touch just to keep up to see what the heck is coming out of there, because some of that stuff is going to be interesting.
Well, I appreciate you guys for having me on. Like I said, you guys got a wonderful show. Like it makes me think that I need to maybe switch my tune to it being a little bit more professional, because we've kind of gotten a little crazy sometimes. I mean, some of the live stuff that goes on my channel every once in a while, auctions with people pissing in a sink, and you have some very odd moments.
And
Keeps
do
it
that too,
interesting.
like put your stuff out there for the people that don't watch your show. Probably everybody in here does anyway, but Sunday nights, right?
Yep, Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. I try to do every Sunday. It's been a little spotty here lately with just a lot of stuff going on. But go over, check Warfel's Morphs out on YouTube. I do try to do a weekly video. There's clutch cuttings, updates, tutorials, how-tos, just good information, stuff like that. Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Morph Market, got some nice Bang stuff up on Morph Market, so check that out.
Links are down below too, guys, all in the comments down there. Description has all of your links in there, Jeremy.
Awesome.
Once again, man, hang out with us. We're going to be back again next week. We have an empty slot. We are going to try to figure out what the heck we're doing next week. It slipped by us with our vending and stuff coming up, and I didn't even realize there was a hole in the schedule. But we'll do something. Maybe we'll put Halloween costumes and pee in sinks. Maybe that's what we'll do next week. But,
no, we won't.
No, we're not going to pee in sinks. Jamie's like, no. No, we're not going to do that. Hang out with us for just a minute, Jeremy. Everyone out there, come find out if we pee in sinks or not next week. Appreciate everybody that came out and stayed with us. 2 days to go, guys, and we got a weekend ahead, so only a couple more days to push through, and we got our little bit of a weekend to enjoy. And thanks again to everybody that came out and hanged out with us, hanged out, and I'm just going to go pee in a sink right now, apparently. But have a good night, guys.
Hit that
Peace
like
out.
button.
Right.